so the light outside. Come and grab a cup of joe. Incredible now, let's go for a ride. There's a party on the radio. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike. Yeah. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike.
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It's Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola with you this morning. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
What's up?
Not a ton.
Showed up late to the party, but it's all good.
You're not late. Everybody's right on time. Well, Schaefer's not in the stream yet.
Oh, I forgot to hit the inner.
Whoa, what a
serial.
surprise.
It was right there. It was right there.
Hooray.
Hooray.
And so now we're getting
There we go.
That's right. We're getting moving this morning on a Wednesday. It's Wednesday, folks. If you listened to the shows yesterday,
Hooray!
You probably are aware of this, but we have a new fridge in the studio, which is fantastic, and it doesn't make noise. So Joey doesn't have to mute his own microphone whenever he goes to
Look at that.
whenever he has to not talk anymore.
So now the old fridge is in the break room. It's plugged in. I went over there and it's already making noise.
They didn't throw it in the dumpster?
Yeah,
No, they
would've-
didn't.
I would have dumpstered that thing right away. You guys know me.
Sometimes you dumpster fridges that aren't even broken.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah, so Chris
But if that all led to this, I think
Frankly, that's a really sharp looking fridge.
this is
Yeah,
an
it's
incredible
nice.
fridge
There's a lot
straight
more-
out the Omaha baseball
a
village.
lot
Yeah.
more space. Gotta love it.
Fantastic. So I assume Joey was locked in the NBA draft last night all the way through, right?
No,
waiting for conspiracies.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't.
Conspiracy.
I mean the NBA draft and the lottery and all that stuff. It's a ripe ground for NBA whack jobs to have conspiracy theories.
Well,
Interesting.
there's still a common occurrence in the NBA draft where trades happen. The players are just wearing the wrong hats, and Scott Van Pelt's going on a rant about it on
a tradition unlike any other,
Yeah.
I think. Also, yeah, so I was looking at it this morning, and then I actually ended up writing down this topic, and so I don't know if you guys want to talk about it. It's so funny to me that once you get outside of the lottery, I believe it's every pick but 3 had been at one point traded in the lifespan of its existence, whether it was last night or prior to, which is amazing. And it goes to show you, if you're outside of the lottery, I mean, the chances of that pick hitting are, I don't know, kind of astronomical. Where in the, and there's a reason for this. It's because you only get to start 5 guys in the NBA, and there's just less roster spots available for everybody. In the NFL, you get a first round pick anywhere, it's like gold. It's fantastic. But if you get the 24th overall pick in the NBA draft, you're like, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a guy who's going to be ended up on our G League team, dropping 25 a game for the next 4 years,
Or
and then we'll do it again after that.
Get to the 30th pick a couple of years ago, you ended up drafting Baylor Sharman. He's dropping 30 a game, and then he's all of a sudden starting after the season.
Is possible.
Good old Big Shot Bob.
That is definitely possible. Or you could, get a guy who, never even plays for your organization or signs to it in the first place. It's great. It's hilarious.
Nice.
I didn't watch a second of the NBA draft last night.
Yeah, the last time I watched the draft, obviously the last 2 years with Kalkbrenner in the draft, just wanted to see where he was going to end up at. And then Baylor Sharman the year before. That sparked interest in me for watching it. This year, I wasn't really interested. I didn't see who the Celtics got.
They got Chris Sinak Jr.
Okay.
From Houston.
Are you cool with Chris Sinak Jr.?
All good. All
Would
good.
you rather have had Alex Caravan?
Oh, no.
You're
went
out
in
on
the first
Caravan?
round. I wouldn't have guessed
Yeah,
that.
I'm out on Caravan.
My guy Joshua Jefferson went in the first round too. Look at that.
Yeah, how many Big
How's
East
that
guys
ankle?
got drafted?
And Cameron Carr, the guy who, I believe that was the guy who who created the virus moment of John Bishop back in Las Vegas in November. I think that was him. He tried to dunk over Blake Harper, and then this happened.
Horse crap call.
Yeah.
Joey, to answer your question, it looks like 3: Zuby Ejiofor, Terrace Reed Jr., and Alex Carrick.
Okay, there we go, Connor.
Welcome to the Big East.
1/10 of the selections came from the Big East.
And then there was 2 guys from Michigan. Hilariously, Dusty May immediately drafted a Michigan guy.
Mar got drafted by the Thunder.
Yep, the Thunder.
Yeah,
the 12 overall.
Moretz Johnson is the guy who Mr. May drafted immediately upon entrance last night to the NBA, which is fantastic. Other than that, I don't know any of the drama if there was any.
I don't think there was. The first 8 picks went exactly as projected going into yesterday, and then pick 9 with the Mavs was the one where they said things could change a little bit, but sort of the things that are interesting after the college players that maybe you are more intrigued by, like Bennett Sturtz goes 16th overall to the Grizzlies, but he's actually traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah. So they always end up wearing the wrong hats, and then they just end up on the other team, even though it's announced that way.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I was interested last night, well, I didn't really pay attention to, but the GMs would have their press conferences after the first round of the draft, and obviously with the whole Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, they were going to be asking Brad Stevens how come the trade did not happen, what's the relationship like, and he didn't really give any specifics. He's just kind of cut off the question, just moved on from there.
Bad day for GM press conferences yesterday. I saw a bad one with Buster Posey. Did you see any of that?
No.
Buster Posey's got a situation on his hands right now.
I like Buster Posey, but that Giants team looks like a mess.
Well, they hired Tony Vitello, and
Rafael Devers had a spat.
And then there's this whole thing with the wearing and the not wearing of the pride hats. And it has caused quite the stir. And Buster,
maybe not the city where you want that stir either. Nope, no city do you want the stir.
No,
but in particular that city.
Buster Posey, just repeatedly stated that he was only there to answer baseball questions yesterday. So it's one of those deals.
Never where you want to go.
It's only June, folks. Yeah. It's only June.
Bringing it back to basketball, I'm throwing the best available on here, and it quickly.
Who is it?
Quickly teaches me how little I pay attention outside of even the Big Ten. Even in a year where I watch more college basketball than ever, the names of which I know are almost other. Richie Saunders, BYU. I recognize that one. For some reason, I recognize Dylan Mitchell. Where was he at before he was at St. John?
Wait, I don't even know where how'd you get to that? How did you get to the best available, guys? Oh, best available. That makes sense. That tab.
I missed it the first time too.
So who's a question?
Dylan Mitchell. Where did he play before St. John?
So his first 2 years,
familiar name.
So his first 2 years was at Texas. Then he had a year at Cincinnati before going to St. John's.
I might be thinking of somebody else, but that seemed like a familiar name to me.
There you go. Braden Smith is on there with his weird tattoo.
Smith. Bryce Hopkins is on there. I recognize that one. Bruce Sorton.
Yeah,
Tyler Nickel.
Basically, in the second round, it's just a whole bunch. It's either a Flyer international guy or a 4-year college guy. Who
Nick Martinelli is going to get drafted.
Nick Martinelli is probably going to get a Flyer taken on him in the late round.
That's incredible.
It'll be very, very, very funny. Very funny. There's a lot of hilarious college guys on the back end of this. If you just go to the best available,
because of you've talked about this, but because players can be paid in college now.
They're just
these guys that stick around longer. A lot of these guys would have been G League fodder already.
Josh Dix is the 65th best available player right now.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Hooray!
No real shot. I don't think for him to actually get drafted. But
you never know. It just takes one.
By the end of the night, he could be like the 30th best available.
Who wants to watch the second round of this draft?
I don't know why it's on 2 days.
It started last year. I'm just not sure why. I think they just wanted to expand coverage. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess take up another night of TV because there's nothing else going on.
Yeah,
I suppose. But
I mean, the Major League Baseball draft also goes multiple days when it probably doesn't need to.
But it's
the
not
second day
televised.
is like,
I mean, it's not like it's barely televised.
Yeah, the second day isn't televised at all. It's just like
Yeah.
they cut in when there's a notable pick here or there.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just running across the stream at very fast speed.
They're talking about whatever they want on it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and generally, they're just talking about the regular season.
Talking about Jack Caglio and hitting home runs.
We might be talking about the 2024 draft class.
We might be talking about Jack Caglio today on the show. Mike writes in, he says, this is actually a very deep draft. And he has takes. He says, I wanted Washington to take either AJ or Boozer. Peterson is probably the most talented, but his motor is not like AJ's. Charlotte got German Kalkbrenner. Is Sam Hoiberg on the best available list?
I don't see his name on the list from ESPN.
Mike is locked in to the NBA draft, which is exciting. Maybe Bet Free Mike could be our draft correspondent after tomorrow. Call back, do more YouTube comments tomorrow, and we will pawn them off as if they are our own analyses.
Yeah, he should give us his winners and losers of the second day.
Probably.
And then the losers, anyone that end up paying attention. Is that unfair?
We'll use them completely.
Or for Schaefer's sake, losers is anybody selecting Braden Smith, his favorite player from the Big Ten.
That's right.
I don't see a long NBA career for Braden.
I don't either, to be quite honest with you. All right, today coming up on the show, Sam McEwen is going to join us, and he will be our lone guest today. And by the way, I do have an update on that.
Don't forget to ask him that movie question.
Oh, yeah, it's in the sheet.
It's all highlighted.
An Ebert-style review of the Nebraska ball movie, which I still have not watched, by the way. It's kind of on the list. Not a high importance level.
I think I will get to it this weekend, would be my guess.
Okay. All right, nice. Sam will join us at some point in the 9 o'clock hour today. So that will be coming up. We will have no Lauren Michelson today.
It's Sam joining at 9 o'clock hour?
I'm working on it still, but at some point in the 9 o'clock hour.
Okay.
This is very new news.
Okay.
Within the last
new to me.
Within the last 120 seconds.
Okay.
Basically. So yes, that will be coming up today. Sam is our lone guest on the show. Elsewhere, a couple news items yesterday with the 5 for 5 coming through. We'll talk about what that means, as if we already haven't done that 400 times. The NFL says no thank you to Brendan Sorsby. Nice job. Hooray.
Hooray.
Yep. Nice job, NFL. Did you see their strongly worded letter?
No, I haven't seen that.
No, I just saw the tweets come across, and then I saw the statement from the lawyer who's like, this goes against your laws.
This is garbage.
And it's like, all right.
Awesome.
Nobody needs to hear from Jack Kessler or whatever.
I cannot wait to break that down during the show today and really just take another opportunity to dunk on Brandon Sorsby, which is fantastic. We may have a This Week in Baseball today. The Athletic did a list of the best teams from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
I wonder who's number one.
I wonder.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
But this list it sparked a question in my brain.
Okay, all right.
It was just, I don't know. It just came up. Maybe we'll use it for 4 seconds, or maybe it'll end up being a half hour or something like that. The college football video game had their ratings come out.
Oh, wow.
The college football video game is maybe a little higher on Nebraska than one might expect. There's your tease.
That's what I was hearing.
There's your tease. Also, I saw Phil Steele list. Did you know that if you walk around a Hudson News or something like that in an airport, you could find Phil Steele's magazine right now? Now. It's out. It's on the shelves.
I think Matt was telling me a couple weeks ago the release date was coming soon, and then
it's out.
It had reached and passed. I don't know if he ended up buying it or not. I'm always fascinated, like, what magazines people decide to go with when they buy these, whether it's the Lindy's or the Athlon, or I don't know what the one Matt has. He might have an ESPN one.
It's whichever one is on the shelf and most, I guess, maybe not least expensive, but whichever one is readily available when I'm going to get on a flight in the month of July.
Sure.
That's which one I'm picking up.
When I was younger and I would buy one of these, or if I was buying like an NFL preview or a fantasy football one, It was almost entirely based on whether I liked the player on the cover.
Oh, good one.
It almost never had to do with what the perceived quality of it would be, or even the information inside. It was more or less like, if it doesn't have someone on the cover I care for, why would I have?
So the national cover looks like it has, your popular quarterbacks such as Dante Moore, Arch Manning, Julian Sayin, your dear friend, and CJ Carr and Josh Hoover and the quarterback at Georgia, Gunnar Stockton. That's the national one, but I believe he has regional covers as well.
Yeah, I ended up always buying the regional ones. I'm fairly certain of this because Nebraska was always on it.
I'm sure I'm going to do a little
occasionally like a Missouri.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little scroll here. I'm going to see if I could find the Midwest cover or the Big Ten cover. What do we have here? Oh, we have the West. The West cover has a Boise State guy, Jaden Maava, Damon Williams, the quarterback from BYU, Bear, the Utah quarterback Dampier, and a lineman from North Dakota State.
Whoa,
that's awesome. That's really cool, actually. Division or FBS football team, North Dakota State. I haven't seen anything as I scroll here on the Big Ten cover or the Midwest cover, but maybe if I come across it, we'll see. But I saw a Phil Steele thing, and we could talk about that. Speaking of Matt and magazines, I broke the news to Matt at the Village show that we did that I had seen that the Warren Sharp book was on sale for whatever it was, like $25 or something like that. And Matt dropped everything, looked at me and was like, "Whoa, are you serious?" Pulled out his computer and started and then upon finding this information, confirming it was real, he was disappointed because he was just referencing the digital copy.
Oh, he needs a physical copy.
Matt needs the book,
so he can make markings in his football book.
Yep,
he's got to go to Barnes and Noble.
Book from middle school.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I
like the preview magazines. I like the way that the preview magazines make me feel. Sure. I like the fact that they exist. And definitely if I have some spare time, I am into reading the preview magazines. But I always feel like I get it mostly aggregated on the internet these days.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, magazines.
Bill Conley's better at giving a conference preview than the magazine I'm going to read.
Absolutely.
Generally. So
absolutely.
It's hard for me.
And it's the most up-to-date information.
The only time it seems like it's really valuable is when you're in a situation where you don't have access to the internet. So like the plane, or if you go camping, or if you're on a beach. Yeah. Those are where the value in it really lies.
It's some good reading material. And I'll buy a season preview or something like that to support people who are doing it and to maybe reference it at various points during the season.
Sure.
But basically it only matters for Nebraska and then the teams that are playing Nebraska this year.
You don't read the other teams.
Those are the pages. Yeah.
Yeah. I would just read random teams sometimes, basically just pick a conference, pick a team, and then read about it.
Oh, that's fun. That's a great idea.
It's not like you would ever.
You know what? We should go halvesies on a season preview, man.
Yeah, we can do that.
And
I'll
then
buy one today.
And then we'll crack one open and
This is a great.
We'll select a page and do a segment on that team.
I almost want it to be 8:45 every day.
I'm down.
We have people in the YouTube stream, or people can text in, give us the page number they want us to go with.
That's actually a good
idea. The team closest to that is where we're going.
I'm absolutely down.
Okay. Grab your highlighters and highlight the important things.
On Pardon My Take, they have a lotto ball machine, and they pick out numbers at the end of every.
Do we have a
show.
lotto ball machine?
Well, I'm just saying, if we had a lotto ball machine, that could tell us which page we flip to.
We would do a lot with a lotto.
We would do so much with the lotto ball machine.
Let's submit that as a request.
We already got the new fridge. Great. We're working on this new studio thing. How about lotto ball machine?
I don't see any downside.
I really don't either.
I don't even know how you begin to see downside.
How much could a lotto ball machine cost?
Is it a lotto ball machine, or is it like the bingo machine where you're just spinning it?
No, it's a real.
Oh,
yeah, it's a lotto ball machine.
Okay.
I want a real life.
I thought we were talking about the Better Call Saul bingo machine from when he's at the old
No,
folks' home.
I have access to a bingo roller. I have one of those.
If I recall, someone very close to you in your life was obsessed with bingo for a long time.
Indeed.
Still obsessed?
No, the bingo days are over.
Wow.
At this point. I mean, I'm sure, it could make it a reappearance at any point.
If the bingo just popped up, maybe that rekindles the bingo.
It's like an addiction in a way, if it just pops back up. Like
it seemed like it when I first learned of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of
multiple attempts a week.
I want to, but so this is taking me to Amazon. I want like a real lotto.
Let's call the Nebraska Lottery and see if they have a lotto machine that we can borrow.
Lottery draw machines. Now there's a whole website, and these are like industrial size.
Yeah, we don't need industrial size. We just need it to fit on that filing cabinet.
Yeah, but it does have to be. I don't want it to be. I don't know. I don't want it to be a miniature version or anything like that. Standard daily. How do I get this? I don't like the websites where it doesn't give me the costs of the thing because then I get concerned about the cost.
I kind of want to send an email to the Nebraska Lottery and be like, hey, would you like to donate a used lottery machine to
this show?
Use lotto ball machine.
We would use it every single day.
We could put it in the corner. It could be advertising somehow.
Slightly damaged, anything like that. We'll take it. We'll take it off your hands.
Absolutely.
Name your price to a certain extent. All right, there's our idea. We have to make sure we remember that one for sure. Off and running today. We want to hear from you. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at @HappenSchafe at Connor Happer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers today. Hello, folks who are watching on YouTube or Twitch or 1620thezone.com or the cool 1620 The Zone, the brand new 1620 The Zone app. It's all great, and it's all there for you. Mike writes in on YouTube. He says, can I sponsor the machine? The bet-free Mike Lotto Ball machine?
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll put a nameplate on there, and it's yours.
100%.
Much like Nebraska football and their new uniforms that definitely aren't just making way for a sponsorship patch. We'll leave a sponsorship patch availability on there for you. No doubt about it. Oh, Captain says, just looked it up. Used lotto machines are cheap. All right, we're going to look into this a little bit deeper in the next couple minutes while we step aside and take a break. More to come. A lot more to come, in fact, after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, so in my pursuit of finding a lottery ball machine, a couple of different things have happened. Schaefer liked the idea of, well, one of the things that came up on Amazon was a claw machine, like a small, like desktop claw machine, which we immediately figured out a use for that.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, a great idea.
I love it.
You know, like, yeah, as it sometimes happens, if a certain person in our
anyone could be anyone.
in our studio forgets their keys or loses their keys or misplaces their keys, it goes in the claw machine with everything else, and they have to fish it out.
Interesting.
Or pay the penalty to get their keys back.
Very interesting.
Literally pay
idea.
the penalty.
Also, we have a new Joey graphic brought to you by AI during the break. If you guys didn't see that, yeah, there you go. There's crying Joey eating a delicious looking pizza.
It looks like I am being held against my will.
It does. It definitely does.
It's not a barbecue chicken pizza, though, right? So there's a chance that you would eat it.
Yeah, that pizza just looks good.
Yeah, it looks like a normal pizza, but I still don't support that.
Yeah, he's out on all
franchise.
pizza from that place.
Generally, he's out on all pizza.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Generally from California Pizza
What
Kitchen.
was your line on that? It doesn't agree with me or something like that?
Foods that I don't,
not for me.
Yeah, not for me.
Not for me.
Ice
Not for
cream,
me.
pizza, spaghetti. I
Very
think was one of
popular
them.
foods.
Is that right?
Yes, spaghetti is one of them.
Did you see the text that I got yesterday?
No, I haven't seen that.
So I got a text yesterday, and I just assume these are spam, and then I investigated a little further, and I don't think it was. So I got a text out of nowhere yesterday at noon that said, "I'm planning to make spaghetti with meat sauce for dinner tomorrow. You should come over." And I was like, interesting.
I remember seeing this.
First of all,
yesterday.
if this is a spam text, we have advanced.
Wow.
This is a good
This
thing.
is a type of spam trap that could be set for you.
You should come over. I'm making spaghetti with meat sauce. And so I wanted to investigate a little bit further. And so I said, I just responded. Okay. I said, whoa. And then the response said this: "Hey, Samantha, this is Judy. I'm using my business number." And I said, "Oh." And then Judy said, question mark. And then finally I said, "Judy, your spaghetti sounds amazing." And at which point Judy realized that she was texting not Samantha. And she said, "So sorry. I double checked the number. I typed it wrong. I hope I didn't bother you. This is embarrassing."
Yeah.
it's too
I
bad.
feel like I get 2 or 3 of those a year, and not to typecast too much, but they're almost exclusively old people.
Uh-huh.
And they're almost always inviting someone.
Hey, how do you know that
something.
Judy was old?
Well, I look, based on the name Judy, I'm just going with it. But
Yep.
There was one where I was invited to go shopping. Like they said the person's name, the other person's name, like right away, so I knew that it wasn't directed for me.
Uh-huh.
And I never know if I should just respond or not respond. Usually I'm just like, "Hey, wrong number, sorry," and then never respond again.
But some days you feel like, maybe I'm interested in this.
You know, like there's
I
a
wanna
story
engage.
about a guy who showed up at a Thanksgiving, like he was included, a wrong number was included on like a big
Yes, I remember
potluck
this
thing,
story. Yeah.
and he showed up with a dish and hung out with the
And they
group of
became like
people.
lifelong
Yeah.
friends. It was like Good Morning America stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
basically. I love that though.
It's a
Like,
great
I
story.
would not have the, I guess, gumption to do that.
So the area code was Seattle.
Oh,
Interesting.
So I didn't,
you weren't going to commute for the spaghetti.
I don't think so.
There's
How far would you drive for spaghetti?
Like unfamiliar spaghetti.
Yes.
I mean,
Invited but unfamiliar.
unfamiliar spaghetti band name, by the way.
25 minutes?
Yeah, I mean tops.
That's a lot.
Tops.
For spaghetti.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's good.
Unfamiliar spaghetti?
Yeah.
I mean, spaghetti with meat sauce, I think we're moving in the right direction
Sure.
here. Her name is Judy. I think
Do
we're
you
probably
eat
in a good
meatballs with
place.
your spaghetti?
I prefer like a meat sauce.
Yeah, I did not grow up with meatballs at all. Like it was always like the I mean, the ragu with the hamburger, and that's basically what it was.
Nice.
The Schaefer household,
nice
80s and 90s.
I prefer sausage to hamburger, but yeah, I totally.
I don't even know. I'm not entirely sure that my family knew that sausage existed outside of breakfast sausage. Like, never did sausage pizza. Never had any sausage pasta dishes.
That is one of the things that you start to.
We were a hamburger family.
You start to you come across people who aren't from here, whatever, working with them, and they're like, so after they've been here for a while, they finally have this epiphany. They have this realization. It's like, hey, so why is all the pizza hamburger pizza? Yeah. and I'm like, I cannot answer for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like the rebellious one in my family who wanted pepperoni compared to hamburger. But everybody else, it was hamburger.
We were a man of taste, like Schaefer.
We were like a classic Midwestern family. Like, it was the same basic menu every couple weeks, just sort of recycled. I could almost guarantee that for most of my life, spaghetti was served on Mondays twice a month.
Nice.
We had chicken and rice a lot. Like, we just same meals over and over and over, and they're just your Midwestern staple.
And the spaghetti always had hamburger in it. And
the spaghetti always had hamburger.
And the pizza always had hamburger on it.
Well, one of the pizzas, at one point I was able to convince that I should get like a half and half, so you can at least have
Good
some
job.
pepperoni in there.
Yeah.
But my parents normally opted for the Supreme, and then my brother and I would end up with like a half and half of hamburger and pepperoni.
Joey, if you were to have a pizza and put a topping on
that's a great question.
What would it be?
I am a fan of Supreme pizza.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I respect
little bit of peppers, hamburger,
some
and
mushroom.
pepperoni.
The biggest line is drawn on chicken being on pizza. Is this how I understand?
Barbecue sauce,
barbecue
chicken.
The chicken, I'll be honest with you. Like, you could do it in a good way. It's just I am principally against barbecue or buffalo chicken.
Maybe the most visceral food reaction to get out of
it's just I just roll my eyes every time.
Just
not even
doesn't make sense to me.
Sometimes you're just like angered by the idea of it.
Well, I'm the only person who's waging this war against that food item, and so I'm out on an island, non-buffalo chicken island, and I feel like I have to.
That feels like a great man on the street question. Like, what food war are you secretly waging?
That's great. That's a great question.
I would love to know, like, people that are just like, yeah, I actually crusade against this.
The only place you could do that is in like, I've seen a lot of man on the street videos in New York, and they ask them the question of like, what's your take? What's your hot take? I imagine if you asked 100 people that on the street, you're going to get 95 either non-answers or horrible answers. But maybe you get a couple of like, whoa, hang on, we could talk about this. And those are the things that I see. And they end up being very funny sometimes. They interview the people on the subway and they attach a tiny microphone to a Metro card. And they're like, here you go. What's your take today? And sometimes the takes are incredible.
Who's doing this? Like, what's the?
It's one of the. It's
just like
it's just a TikTok account or one of the accounts.
Have you ever been asked to be in a TikTok or a video like that from someone that you don't know?
You know what? I don't think so. And I was thinking about that during the College World Series with everybody with their tiny microphones.
Yeah.
That's how have I never been asked? I must not be out on the street enough.
Yeah, I've been asked to be on like local television for stuff, both as someone that they like. For sports related things by somebody that I know, but also just like
I'm talking about
I happen to be in an area where a news thing is happening.
Did not seek you out. You are a random person on the street.
That has happened only with like news stuff, like local television.
It only
I have never had it happen where it's like a TikTok or a internet
I know
video.
Somebody should.
They're probably not happening that much in Nebraska, right?
I don't know. The College World Series would have been the perfect time for it.
Yeah, it usually is. Or game day.
I don't recall seeing anything being filmed.
Oh, there was stuff.
I know there was, but I just don't recall it. It's the same as I've never gone into a local restaurant and saw someone doing their video food review right there. I don't know that
I know.
Or people do.
And I don't want to watch that. Those. I don't know how I would feel if I went in a restaurant and saw.
I don't really want to watch the finished product, so I definitely don't want to watch.
I don't watch the whole finished product, but I might watch long enough to see what the food looks like.
Agreed.
Or you have people filming themselves making food or making specialized drinks.
That's in the comfort of your own home. I have seen some from
or they
TikTok
film
man
themselves
Joey.
reacting to their team winning.
Oh yeah, those are horrible. I don't like those.
Terrible.
That one you showed me yesterday was really bad.
So bad. It's
really bad.
And very, very fake. So I think this happened to me one time. It was when the Nebraska spring game got tornadoed out. In what was it, 2012?
Yeah, great year. Favorite spring game of all time.
It was awesome. And we were walking around. A couple of us were walking around on the street, and the Weather Channel was out there, like interviewing people on the street.
Amazing.
And I don't know. I can't remember if I was specifically on camera and like got interviewed for this, but I remember being with a couple people from the Weather Channel, and I remember asking if I could hold the Weather Channel microphone. And they let me, and I have a picture of me holding the Weather Channel microphone over the 2012 spring game.
I mean, obviously, a simple request. It's easy enough to accommodate.
Yeah.
So you seem non-threatening.
Yeah. Generally, if you ask me, like if I'm holding a microphone at a local sporting event, if you ask me to hold the microphone, I'll probably let you do it unless I'm in a rush. It happens. By the way, we get a quote unquote random text from the 602. Chicken parm and pierogies for dinner tonight. You in? It kind of sounds intriguing, actually.
I like pierogies. I don't get them very often, but I do like them.
Nick from St. Louis writes in, my dad moved down to St. Louis, and he's absolutely crushed that there is no hamburger pizza to buy in the frozen section at the grocery store, nor a good restaurant that has a good hamburger pizza here in St. Louis.
Somewhere Michael Severe is ranting about St. Louis food.
Well, I mean, it tracks.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. Hamburger pizza is a phenomenon that, it's like Runza. We don't even understand that it's not an everyday occurrence everywhere else.
I saw something that I didn't check on, but I'm going to ask you if you've ever heard of this.
Okay.
I saw like on Instagram, one of the random things that pops up for me are like old fast food items that are discontinued or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the 90s, apparently McDonald's had like a version of a Runza briefly that's more like a Hot Pocket, if you would, but it was called a McStuffin'.
Wow, I don't remember
ever
that
heard
at
of anything
all.
like this?
No.
Now I'm actually going to see if it's a real thing, or it could have been like an amazing.
My favorite nostalgic McDonald's item is the old chicken sandwiches.
Yep, it was a thing.
Not the McChickens, but they had like a second chicken sandwich, and I would get that all the time.
An oven baked French bread stuffed with chicken teriyaki, Philly beef and cheese, pepperoni, pizza, or barbecue chicken.
No kidding.
So that's from the 90s.
I'd never seen that before in my life.
I hadn't either. I saw it and it made me completely stop.
I
love the idea of like the random discontinued fast food.
Me too. It's
nice.
Great nostalgia too. There's
really
no
is.
doubt. All right. We'll come back and do something productive maybe.
Maybe.
Next, when we have some baseball, it's time for This Week in Baseball on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. We got another Mega Deals deal for you today on Mega Deals Week here at 1620 The Zone, which is a different half-off deal every day. Today is Cracklin' Kirk's Fireworks, folks. $50 voucher for just $25, and you can print it out at home. Don't need to pick it up at the station. Head over to 1620thezone.com right now to get your hands on another mega deal. Folks, we have baseball. Yes, I know the college baseball season is over, and people are very, very, very disappointed by this. They keep coming up to me and they keep saying, Connor, why does college baseball have to end so soon? I want more and more and more and more of it. Well, it's almost the all-star break if you're just paying attention to real Major League Baseball for the very first time. And it reminded me, I've seen a couple tweets regarding this over the last several weeks. Do you remember when you would go to a Major League ballpark and you would actually submit an all-star ballot? Those were great times.
I absolutely remember that.
I miss those.
I
don't vote for the all-star
sitting
game
in
anymore.
Kaufman, and you'd have to you either fill it in or you had to punch it out with
this little stick thing.
Yeah. No, I remember those.
Then you slip it in there, and then you feel like you have contributed to baseball. You would
take it to like an usher, and then it was their job to make sure that it safely got to wherever it needed to go.
I miss that.
I do too.
I miss that dearly. But anyway, you could vote online now, and that's the way it goes. Bobby Witt Jr., although he is hurt, and I think will probably return to the lineup, it sounds like tonight or within the next couple of days. He is by far the leading vote getter at shortstop for the American League, which is one thing that I'm excited about. I think that I know another person from the Royals who could and should be an all-star this year. Have you been introduced yet to Jack Caglione?
I have been introduced to Jack Caglione. He demolished a baseball when playing Nebraska in 2024.
He did. He
demolished
crazy.
baseballs while doing batting practice at the College World Series, and the sound was unlike anything else.
And in the real College World Series.
He just basically demolishes baseball.
Here's him last night in Tampa demolishing a baseball.
Out with the sore knee. And now Caglione. Wow. Where will that land? How about in the catwalk? That is a Caglione jack. He almost hit it out of the stadium.
They went up against the back wall basically in Tampa. They said it was 435, but that was at least 480 feet. Thank you, Cags, for hitting home runs. I appreciate you. Also, there's conversation about Cags being in the Derby this year, which I think that could be good television. For
I would be interested. I'm curious what the Derby will look like, if we're going to get actual stars for it, or if,
just a couple dudes swinging bats. I will just preempt this take.
No offense to Omaha's Alec Boehm, but when you're ending up with that, it's usually not like, no,
that great.
You want.
Not excellent television. Also, not excellent television made by the fact that they screwed up the format a long, long time ago, and
they changed it again.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it's gone back to sheer outs and not time.
Okay, thank God. That's great.
Yeah, I just heard this the other day on a show that airs on 1620 The Zone.
Which one?
It was, I think, the Fairly
Odd Parents?
Or no, not the Fairly Odd Parents. It's just called The Odd Couple with
right.
Rob Parker and some other guy.
Yes, not Chris Broussard anymore, somebody else. But yes,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know this. This is great news.
Let me double check. I shouldn't just take that as,
because they really created an environment that, while maybe it was a little bit better for television, it just ended up in dudes getting tired after 45 seconds, and nobody wants to watch that. I want to watch them hit it
20 swings.
I want to watch them hit it as far as humans could possibly hit baseballs. That's what I want. I don't care about how many they can hit in a short period of time and barely scrape over the fence. I want to see how far they can hit it.
So 20 swings, as many home runs as you hit in 20 swings is the first round. Second round in the finals would be 15 swings. And then it cannot end on a home run. So if you keep hitting home runs and you have a swing left or whatever,
you just keep going.
So it's not outs anymore. It's total swing.
So the 2024 draft class is, as we've talked about before, we talked about the 2023 draft class a lot, and many of those folks ended up playing in Omaha in that great 2023 World Series. 2024 is turning out to have some hits as well already. You have guys like Travis Bazzana, who went number 1, Chase Burns, who you've likely already heard of. Nick Kurtz has been a big leaguer for a couple of years now. Jack Caglione is having his breakout right now. JJ Weatherholt, Christian Moore, who is getting a crack, and Cam Smith, and Trey Savage, who was a star in the postseason last year. All those guys like top 20 picks in the 2024 Major League Draft, and they're all going to end up being, I think, longtime big leaguers.
Yeah, and Peyton Toll for the Red Sox. I mean, it goes deep into the competitive balance picks. Gage Jump, who's just got called up by the Athletics and pitching terrific, was at LSU and in the College World Series as well. So, I mean, but that 2024 draft class already looks like a massive success for Major League Baseball.
We'd have to get a baseball person, like a real baseball person, on to talk about, and really discuss and dive deep into why this is the case. But it is the evidence is overwhelming at this point that guys are just moving through the minor leagues at a very, very quick rate.
Yeah, college has done a great job of getting people prepared.
I think that's one side of it, and I think the other side of it is, I mean, the draft picks now more than ever are being looked at as real monetary investments,
right?
And so it does them no good to have them sitting in Davenport. Sorry to all the Quad City River Bandits out there, but it does them no good to just be sitting there.
No.
And so they need to be up and producing and making money for your team and doing all those things.
Maybe a real baseball guy could explain this right-handed hitter thing that's happening right now, where nobody that's a right-handed hitter can hit a baseball.
That was really weird.
You brought this up. It's gotten worse.
I know.
Like I don't understand it. And so, we'll look into getting a real baseball guy.
All right, so we'll try and find our baseball guy as we go on throughout the show. I want to hear from you guys as always. 402-951-1620. Feel free as always to call or text us. We'll take a quick timeout, step aside, and be back with more of Happer and Schaefer on a Wednesday on 1620 The Zone. All right, once again, do your part and vote on the Schaefer poll today at Mike J. Schaefer on Twitter. Some people call it X. Some people really like to call it X. Do your part and vote which CFB preview magazine should Happen, Shafe, buy, and read randomly during shows over the next 2 months. Whichever one you select, we will purchase. And then we will
runaway winner. Right
I kind of expected that.
I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure.
I think that's the most synonymous. That certainly generates the most buzz around here during this time. Magazines.
It's the most problematic for reading because of the
type.
Absolutely annoying style of which it's written.
It is. Everything is abbreviated and in the tiniest font you could possibly imagine.
Yeah. But
it does have a lot of information.
We will go with the will of the people.
We will. And so we don't want to lead you one way or the other, but go vote on Schaefer's poll. And then we will buy a lottery ball machine and then select a lottery ball, a random number, and then we will flip to that page of that magazine, whichever one you pick, and read the team preview of that page.
Closest to the page that, in case it's an ad.
Yeah. All right. That's our plan.
All right. It's a good plan.
People have been asking me on the streets, Connor, do you have any summer plans? And I say, now I have an answer for them. Buy a lotto ball machine in a college football preview magazine.
Great plan.
That's exactly what I want to do. I got a YouTube comment here from Ryan, which once again, I've said this before, but if there was any way to get our attention, it is, hello, please read this. And not that we're already reading all the comments, but I do love the comments that start with, you need to read my comment. Okay. I will oblige, Ryan. Here it is. Hey, read my comment on air. First, Savannah Bananas, and now golfing. This is a war memorial. How completely disrespectful and disgusting. Ryan follows up on his comment. Rename the stadium to Cash Grab Suckers Stadium. They don't even care about grass and our players. That basketball documentary was boring too.
Everyone's catching strays here.
Damn. Even that, what's that guy's name? Sam, who did the documentary?
Yeah.
Man. Tough. Okay. So.
They didn't even do a screening in the stadium. What a missed opportunity.
Well, that would not be very popular with Ryan.
No, it would not.
No, it would not.
Okay. So I did see this out of the corner of my eye yesterday as like a Husker Twitter discussion that was happening. Why are we doing so many disgraceful things inside of Memorial Stadium? I mean, that, it probably wasn't that bombastic, but there was a conversation about it.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Is this necessary? Probably not.
Of course
is it
not.
A way for them to make extra money off of a stadium that's sitting empty? Yes. Is anyone harmed by it? No.
Exactly. It could be, let's be very honest with this guy. I don't really understand. It obviously is a money grab. First of all, it's not like they're going to be making $1 billion off of this. It's not like this is going to.
I hope they make $1 billion.
They're not going to make hardly anything. It'll be a drop in the bucket for what they make for the entire year. But
and in return, people can try to drop in the bucket a golf ball from some row in the stadium.
It's a decently fun, fan rewarding experience that you have the opportunity to do. You certainly are not required to do. And the Memorial Stadium, the football stadium, is not going to be disgraced by the fact that people hit a couple golf balls there in October. Although I was wondering out loud last night on what they do. So they're going to hit them off the top of East Stadium. Are they going to net off the west, which is almost entirely made of glass? They would have to do that.
Probably.
Okay.
And it's happening in the middle of the week. It's happening between.
It's right before it's during the Oregon game.
No, it's between the 16th and the 17th of September.
No, October.
Oh, October.
Yeah, October. The tickets go on sale, or the tee times go on sale in September.
So it's a 2-day thing.
It's a Friday, Saturday of the Oregon game.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't have any issue.
I don't either. I don't understand how you could.
I I don't want to speak on Ryan's behalf. I doubt he actually it seemed like he was mostly making fun of things, but
you think he was being sarcastic?
Well, there's probably an element of where it's the truth on the cash grab thing. I just don't think he cares about the grass or the fact that it's a war memorial.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I would rather they find uses for that stadium beyond just the football team 7 times a year.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it sitting there, it behooves you to make to do something with it.
No one is harmed by this. No one's put off by this. No one,
why can't we say why does everything that is a quote unquote cash grab immediately bad? It is a service that Nebraska is providing for a select however many fans, whoever wants to do it. It's the same idea, except for on a larger scale with the Savannah Bananas. It doesn't that being played there. Maybe we have to get over the fact or get over the idea that these grounds are hallowed grounds. I mean,
is there anyone that actually thinks that?
So I think that was a sentiment in college football for a long time. Maybe like, whoa, don't touch this stadium, man. Like this is very, very special. But if you go there during the week and there's not a game going on, obviously, what you will find is kids walking across the field on their way to class and
football coaches using it to do laps.
Yeah. Like this has been broken a long time ago. I don't know. Like it feels like a
wedding shoots.
Yeah. Stuff like that. It feels like an idea from the past.
Yeah.
The idea that this stadium is hallowed grounds and only special people get to step foot on it and stuff like that. Like, no, they've been doing tours inside the stadium for decades and decades and decades now. It's okay. And so if they want to make a couple bucks and have people hit golf balls off the 6th floor on the east side, great. That sounds like a fun thing for a couple people out there. I don't think that I'm probably going to get a tea time.
Do you think it actually sounds like a fun thing?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do.
For me personally, like this doesn't, I don't know. I've also like completely have no interest in Top Golf anymore.
Oh, I like Top Golf.
Anything like that. It's fine. After like 5 swings, I'm good. Like I'm just done. But that's how I feel with the golf range too. I'd rather just go golf.
Sure.
Like that's more of a me thing, I guess.
Ryan follows up. He says, do it at Haymarket Park. Don't lean on the walls that are older than you. Have some respect.
This is what I mean. I don't think this is an overly serious thing. I don't
know, man. I'm starting to think it's more serious.
I don't know. I can't tell.
I'm getting the sense.
Captain says UNL football is a grift. If they wouldn't have said they changed the uniforms, okay, the uniforms thing is a different thing. But like, yeah, they've told you guys over and over and over again that they're trying to make money. Not that makes taking advantage of fans, as far
they're
as
not taking advantage of it.
Not in this category, like in the whole like receipt of the whatever.
Okay,
right? Like not that makes it a good. Just because they told you out front, like, hey, we need to make a bunch of money off this thing, that doesn't make it any easier to swallow. But this seems like a service to fans. This seems like an opportunity for people to utilize a thing that otherwise wouldn't be utilized.
Sure.
Like this feels like a good use of the stadium and a good use of time where you could generate a little bit. I'm talking a little bit. And there's no way that this is going to be this huge financial windfall for them. So it's a low risk, low reward thing. Do it. Open up the stadium for a day. Or it's the same idea as doing a 5K fun walk. We make a couple bucks off that for the athletic department, whatever it might be. Fine. It's great. I don't have any issue with this. I don't understand really how you could.
Will they provide the clubs?
Great question. I don't know. If that's the case, they might not make any money. Clubs are expensive. But I wanted to mention this because I did see this topic that was floating around the Twitter yesterday, and I was like, oh man, we just got to be mad at everything these days.
Yeah, I don't know.
People accuse us of being mad at everything and being, whatever. Like, I don't understand how you feasibly could be mad at this.
I have no interest in doing it. I don't care that it's happening. I want to be very clear about that. Like, we
are handshake meme on that
in every way, shape, or form that this is occurring. Like, it does not matter to me.
John writes in on the text line. He says, "Hey, read my comment. Ryan, have you seen the football that has been played in the Memorial Stadium? That's the biggest disgrace."
Yeah, I was assuming there was just a lot of those types of jokes.
John came through for us, of course, as always. Ryan Delaware writes in. He says, "Guess what? The cash grab money is probably going to the football team. Shut up about the cash grab." Yeah, people really can't stop talking about how things are a cash grab. And I'm like, yeah, just because it's a cash grab doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
We're in the neighborhood of where everything is a click. People seem to think that their clicks are actually giving other people money, which
That's
is
right.
really not how it works.
Yeah, I saw one. It was just a tweet the other day, a take about something, and somebody responded and said, "Hey, this is clickbait." And that person said, "What am I trying to get you to click on?" It's just a tweet.
Nothing would draw me more mad than when someone tweets at me and they're like, they're like claiming that you're making money off of Twitter, which is never true. Elon has never cut me a check.
I don't think so.
Some people to make money off of Twitter, you have to go viral like 50 times over.
Yep.
And even then, I'm sure it's a very small fragment of money that you would even get out of it. Just like absolutely stupefying how people grabbed onto the idea that their singular click is of so much value. And it's like, I know that
I am trying to get you to click. Look at my tweet. This is why I tweeted it. I want people to see it. That's why I tweeted it.
You're just scrolling.
Yeah,
just scroll on by.
Clickbait. It's clickbait. It's like, I'm not trying to get you to click on anything. Debo writes in. He says, "You guys have jobs that pay you. Classic cash grab." We do some things for money. We do. And not all of them are bad. And not just because you do it for money means you're a sellout. If that was the case, no one would make any money.
Yeah. There's definitely some people I went to journalism college with that felt like anyone who actually got employed was a sellout. And it's like, no, they're just not living off of their parents' income, but thank you.
People like that are so frustrating.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
So frustrating to me.
I'm still in contact with a few of them, and you just see their crusades 15 years later, and it's like, what are we doing here?
How's the job going?
Yeah, like, okay. I mean, how are you supporting yourself while railing against for-profit journalism?
Oh. It's a weird world to live in. It's a weird world to live in, that's for sure. Here's a text from the 402. Using the word grift is automatic death penalty. Sure, he's a nice guy, but ban that word, please.
That seems like a great...
Should we put it on the banned word list?
We should do a power rankings with tiers, words we don't need to hear again.
I have been...
overused words.
Over the last 2 weeks, every year I use the word grift a lot because of...
Grift is happening?
Well, we have some grift people. We have grift
We live
kings.
in a grift society.
We have grift kings. We have grift princes that are coming up, and trying to be the next grift king. But I have said that word a lot in the last 2 weeks. I generally don't use it in a lot of other times during the year. It's a bit overused.
Yeah, well, again, we're in the era of which its use has skyrocketed.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe throw it on a power rankings with tiers.
Yeah, could be
words
could be a topic.
Words that we probably don't need to use anymore.
I already added to the sheet I've built.
Okay. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. Here's Pedro. He says, "Hi guys. What if they make a giant slide that starts from the east side of the stadium that goes into a foam pool?"
More interested.
Is that a money grab though? Is that a cash
I don't care
grab?
if it's a money grab. I'm more interested.
How much would you pay to go on a giant East Stadium slide that goes into a foam pool?
$25.
That's a big slide.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be a ton of fun.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I just think at that point you just turn the field into a pool. Not a foam pool, like a real pool.
I'm interested.
Turn Memorial Stadium into a giant pool and turn it into a water park for 6 weeks.
We could do the Instagram video of the guy who has like the pool for half the year and the fire pit for half the year, and he shows you how he does it.
Yeah, but that's all AI. That. Yeah.
No, this was not AI. This is real.
All right.
Well,
I've seen a lot of AI videos like that.
Sure, but I think this one's real.
Okay.
It would have been the best AI I've ever seen, I guess, if it's AI.
Maybe the correct response to this is the whole money grab thing. We just come up with more potential money grabs.
Great idea.
Okay.
Here's one.
I mean, I think turning Memorial Stadium into a water park from late June to early August is a hilarious idea.
What about playing off of the success that they had with their garage sale in April? You open it up junk stock style. People can get their allotment. Like they get like I don't know how much space they would need.
Yeah.
And you're just selling these and people can walk through and it's just a giant swap meet.
Oh, so people bring their own old Husker
selling
stuff. Okay.
They pay to get a spot in Memorial Stadium and they're selling from there.
So, it's like a Husker trade event.
Yeah, essentially it's like the Omaha Baseball Village, but you're putting it in Memorial Stadium.
Love it.
They would do a killing on a Saturday.
I do.
Memorial Stadium Farmers Market. You're telling me this wouldn't do well?
Do they get a cut of every sale? They get like
they set their price of the spaces that they're selling.
Okay,
and then they can sell concessions on top of it.
There's another grift.
So I think that's a good one.
I think Memorial Stadium turning into a water park right now.
No, I love that.
Would be an absolute hit. Slam dunk.
I don't know how you do it exactly. Like
water slide off of the 6th floor is the big attraction.
Off the 600 level.
The insurance on that seems amazing.
It would take a little while to build, but yeah. I mean, hell, you're going to have some more space once they knock down South Stadium. Our idea on the podcast last night was that you just tee it up on the north end zone and then you just fireballs into the vacant south lot for a little while. I'd pay for the opportunity to do that. That sounds fun. Like when you would go out to the baseball field and hit it over the fence with ease with a golf ball because it's just a lot easier to hit golf balls far. It sounds like a fun deal to me. Text from the 602. You know what else is a cash grab? Everyone's job. Are people pissy about that? Apparently, yes.
Well, they like their cash.
In some cases. In some cases, that is true. Brian from Bellevue writes in, he says, can we get a lazy river in the water park? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be interested in this.
I think it just snakes all the way around the lower bowl.
Where would you put the wave pool at?
Right in the middle. It's the big attraction. It's like it is, Funplex, that's the biggest thing they have, right? The wave pool.
Yeah.
You just throw it right in the middle. It's like it's from the 50-yard line all the way through the south end zone. There's the wave pool.
I like it. I like all of this. I'm very pro water park, as you know. So
you are.
Look, I know this is not a tough sell for me.
Text from the 402. I can't believe teams get involved in the grift of selling tickets to their events. What a cash grab. I can't either. It is very, very surprising to me. All right. Let's take a quick timeout. We'll step aside. Let's catch up on some news from yesterday. 5 for 5. Folks, are we to believe the potential reality that eligibility has rules again? Could it be true? We'll discuss after this on 1620 The Zone. Hey, shout out to our guy Brett from Pick Six Previews. In the Schaefer poll of which college football preview magazine should we read and randomly select pages from Lotto Ball Machine to do team previews this summer. He responded to the tweet and said, "Hey, I will mail you a 2026 copy of Pick Six Previews, the most accurate preview magazine in the last decade." And we said, "We're sellouts. Sold. Cash grab. Grifting.
The grift has worked."
We're in automatic. So I figure that we can still buy one.
Yeah, I'm still going to honor the results of the poll. I will still buy what looks like a Phil Steele right now.
And we will get the Pick Six Previews as well. That way, when we select a Lotto Ball, we will have two different things to read.
You know, who knows what page or what teams we're going to get out of it.
I'm looking forward to like Wyoming Day.
I know, it's going to be great.
It's going to be fun.
We won't even know it's Wyoming Day until we get the Lotto.
I know. What a great way to do season previews.
This is fantastic.
Instead of doing the summer school or whatever, I think this is a tremendous
I pray
idea.
for Eastern Michigan to be a team of the day.
I agree. I would love to talk about the folks from Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti.
What a place.
Are they going to win games this year, Joey?
Yes, they will.
How do you know?
They're going to win 4 games.
You wouldn't know unless you've read the season previews.
I know I think they have UMass on the schedule.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're terrible.
They're terrible.
I saw Eastern Michigan football game once against Army in I don't know, it was probably 2013 or something like that, and it was one of their 2 wins all year, and we danced the night away afterwards. It was because I had a buddy who was on the team, and it was a tremendous party afterwards.
That's great.
So much fun.
That's great. So they play opening weekend. So week 0, we get Eastern Michigan right off the bat. And they play an action game against new action team Sac State.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's already
intriguing.
fired up.
I'm excited.
Does that have a TV time yet?
It's 5:30.
Yep.
ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus. Perfect.
$10 tickets. I'm tempted.
It's a home game?
It's a home game for Eastern Michigan.
I'm honestly tempted.
You can see the big old water tower.
I've never been to Ypsilanti.
There's a big old water
I'm tempted
tower.
to go there.
Joey's tempted. He's been to Ypsilanti.
There's a song about Ypsilanti called Back to Ypsilanti, and they sing about the water. They say, in Ypsilanti, there's a big old water tower. It's a great song.
I mean, is it as big as the Tiffin Water Tower?
No, it's actually quite small.
Oh, okay. That's disappointing. Joey, what's the interstate route one would take to Ypsilanti?
From here?
From here.
Just take Interstate 80. It'll eventually be 80-94. Then it's 94. It'll take you all the way to Ann Arbor. Just go a little past Ann Arbor, and you're in Ypsilanti.
I would love to
They're
go past Ann
they're
Arbor.
neighbors, yeah. And Joey could go flip off the big house.
Yeah,
again.
I could do that again.
Oh, great.
Fantastic. Pedro writes in, by the way, speaking of things that we could do at Memorial Stadium, just one more. Hi, guys. What if they get Steve Peterson's old car and you get a sledgehammer and you could buy tickets to hit his old car? $5 a swing. I would probably use 1 month's Social Security check hitting that car. That is bringing a big smile to my face.
Did Central High School ever do anything like this?
Like a smash park?
No, it was basically, it's called like beat a beater or things like that. Bash a beater, something like a car bash.
No.
So Columbus used to do this for like homecoming week or when they would play like Norfolk or like one of their rivalry games or whatever.
Wow, that sounds
and
very
you would get
90s.
a car and then like someone would spray paint it of the colors of the team of which they were playing.
Sure. And then you just smash it.
This all occurred before I was in high school. This feels like it was
I was going to say, it sounds very 90s.
It's an older thing, but I remember the car being parked out at Pawnee Park outside of Memorial Stadium in Columbus.
Hallowed grounds.
And, that I haven't thought about that in a long time, but that really makes me laugh. Like the idea of the car bash or whatever.
Didn't the guys in the afternoon show a few years ago? They held like an event, I think at Haymarket Park, where they
had the
reverse the curse. They ended up like
people could bring items and then throw them in a pile that would be lit on fire.
Genius. That definitely won't do anything to a curse.
What an idea.
I don't know. I mean, it got Nebraska to 7-6, I suppose.
It did.
So there's something.
Yeah, that is true.
The curse was broken.
I feel like it occurred right before the 2022 season.
I was thinking it was around the 2022 season.
Yeah, so I think what actually happened there was they just moved on from Scott Frost. But,
Well,
took 3 games.
Who's to say?
That could be referred to as a curse in and of itself. No, when I was in high school, they were just folks were really into our version of, because every high school generation has their own version of what their most popular vandalism was. I think, and ours was the hot one at the moment was saran wrapping cars. We would take saran wrap.
Oh yeah, no, that was definitely a thing.
And just wrap it around cars.
People couldn't get in, or
I got my car got saran wrapped to another person's car.
Oh, okay.
So we were saran wrapped
Good
together.
old senior day pranks.
This is a good one.
People would do like the shaving cream all over the side view mirrors, or the in like the handles, or whatever. There was talk.
There's of course the egging and the TPing.
Sure.
And
The juvenile.
The classics.
Stuff.
Yeah.
The classics. Did you ever egg anyone's house?
No, that always felt so.
I would never do it.
That felt way beyond what. Yeah, that feels like real vandalism.
Our house got egged a couple times.
Yikes, man.
Based on the nature of my dad's job as a probation officer, there was generally some angry people.
TPing
I
seems
could not
fine.
imagine doing that to someone else.
Egging seems just way beyond what I'd be
beyond the pale for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. All right, anyway, 5 for 5 is here, folks. The NCAA Division I cabinet unanimously approved a. What are you laughing at? My transitions? I think they're good.
No, it's not you. It's just like the nature of the show today. It's like, oh yeah, we're also going to talk about news that happened.
It is summer, folks. So we are taking exit ramps and we are going miles with them. 5-year age-based eligibility model. I guess there is still one more small step that
she's got to be rubber stamped this morning.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
So it's
by
happening.
noon today. It'll be the law of the NCAA land.
So once the eligibility clock begins, which is either upon them enrolling in college or the beginning of the academic year following their 19th birthday, whichever occurs first, the clock will start. Then you will get 5 years of eligibility. Red shirts are dead. Waivers are dead. What was the catchphrase we were using before? No waivers. No red shirts.
No exceptions.
No exceptions.
Yeah. No shoes, no shirts, no service.
And that is basically what has happened, which frankly is, I mean, we're kind of already seeing this. Just the reason that we had it was, it was called red shirts before. But this just kind of standardizes and normalizes things. There are a couple areas that, certainly there's a group of players right now who are feeling like they got left on the doorstep because they missed this rule because
they already got all of their eligibility, and some of them already had the waivers, and some of them have already had opportunities.
So we'll see what happens with that. There may be some extenuating circumstances or whatever, according to the courts. And then there is like things like missions, pregnancy, and military enrollment,
religious, military, and pregnancy. Basically, those are your 3 exceptions,
which are things that already you currently get waivers for, and that would not change on the current edition of the rules. So this has a real life effect on the student athletes that you know and love right now. Most notably, I think, Nebraska's quarterback.
Yeah, from a football perspective, it's definitely that.
That's the first thing you think of. I think the second thing that my mind went to was Nebraska's rising senior class of volleyball players.
Yeah, so that's the first thing I think of, because what the hell is Danny Busboom Kelly supposed to do when you're already assembling every year the greatest roster of recruits that you can get, because any top 10 player in the country is considering Nebraska.
It's got to be difficult. I mean, Nebraska is we're talking volleyball here, such an attractive destination. I mean, and a lot of people would be like, man, that's my dream school. I want to go there. But think about it. If they get Andy Jackson, Harper Murray, Bergen Riley back for not only this year,
and they'd also have Laney Choboy.
And Laney Choboy is a part of that class as well. They get her back for another year, a 5th year. So back in the fall of 2027. What do you tell the recruits who are coming in this year who would sit behind them in theory for 2 additional years? On top of that, Nebraska, a very attractive transfer portal destination. I mean, it creates quite the backlog and jam up of things that, it's going to be a challenge to, I think, work through.
I'm fascinated because when we've talked with Jacob Padilla about this, we had Lincoln Arneal on last week when it was pretty evident that this was going to be finalized this week. And both of them sort of had similar answers of, we don't know how they're going to approach it. John Cook, with the COVID exceptions that were granted where you got an extra year, they didn't really keep any of those players because you just had so much talent coming through. Cook also, I think, this is just my own pet theory, Cook generally likes players when they're younger. He tends to have more success with a player when they're early in their career than later. His team's made up of like great seniors have largely never achieved what his teams of younger players did.
So I made this comparison. I think this is a very strong possibility of where Nebraska volleyball could be sort of headed here. Look at what Ohio State does in football. They sort of, I mean, this is going to happen either way, but they kind of push guys to the NFL and out after 3 years because they have to continue the
problem
churn.
Is there's no equivalent for Nebraska volleyball. Like, the money that they can make here is potentially as good, if not better, than the money they can make outside of college.
100%.
Harper Murray's draw power is as big now as it will ever be post-college.
That is more so than as a professional.
And so, and then like,
maybe there's a day where that's not the case, but right now it certainly is.
With all respect to the players that John Cook moved on from the COVID time, like we're talking about Bergen, Riley, and Harper Murray, and it's
stars.
An entirely different level of how good it is. The amazing thing is this group still hasn't won a national championship.
I know.
And so maybe they do that this year, and it's like, is that the perfect capstone to it?
So it really got me thinking about the lifespan of a player at one particular university.
Yeah.
Like I know people don't want to think about this because that senior class, whatever happens this year, specifically, I mean, they are beloved if they win a national championship or not. And so there's a lot of different ways this can go, but I do think one of the possible ways it could go is that it breaks up and they go elsewhere for their 5th year. I'll say this, 5 years of being in the spotlight, let's just say specifically Harper Murray. And I hate to use only Nebraska volleyball players as an example here because there's countless people that this applies to. But Harper Murray has been in the spotlight for all of her time at Nebraska. The pressure and the expectations are always going to be high. And you're talking about doing another 2 years of this. It's a long, long time. We've talked about this idea before, Schaefer. 5 years at one place is a long time. And I just don't think it's going to happen. Like if you might want to think that way as a fan, is like, oh, we're going to have this person for 5 years. We're going to have this person for a long time, and they're going to grow old with us, basically. I just don't. I think the lifespan of a player at a place, and we're talking about a star player or a good player, it's 2 or 3 years tops.
It seems that way, especially with, football, where you have countless examples of fatigue just sets in.
And so
fan fatigue is real. The athlete fatigue is real.
And so you shift it back to Calandria, and it really, now there's a lot of ways that this could go in 2026. We have to watch the season play out first. But if it's good, and if both sides are mutually interested in rolling it back for 27, that is a potentially giant thing for Nebraska football. Once again, if things go sort of according to plan, and then you could have a very, very natural transition to what we all assume is going to be the next quarterback in Trey Taylor after he sits in his freshman year. Like that.
And he would still have 4 years to play if you're obviously hoping it goes even better than that. But
Calandria being around for 2 years is,
I think it's huge.
Very fascinating to me. Yes. I mean, 1 year, it sort of has this kind of do or die gamble thing written on it. 2 years feels a lot different to me. It probably doesn't change a ton for 26, but it really adds to this idea that Nebraska could potentially be building toward 27, which I know people don't want to hear that, but it adds to it.
Well, and then more than that, it kind of gets you out of the situation where like Trey Taylor is the presumptive starter in 2027. I think you want to avoid that. We've been down this road with multiple freshman quarterbacks now. It hasn't gone well. Both ended up transferring before their time at Nebraska was over. There was a fatigue with each in Adrian Martinez and Dylan Raiola. And as good as Trey Taylor seems right now, there's still just a learning curve. Like, I think it's okay for all parties to acknowledge it might be better for him if he doesn't start immediately at Nebraska.
We need to, because I think most people are sort of with us on this.
Yeah.
They like, so what people need to do is they need to, you guys, here's a fun bit for you all. Take out your phone and do a selfie video of yourself and say, hey, future me, it's me. And it's Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. I know when you're listening to this, it might be August of 2027, but listen to me very clearly. You don't want Trey Taylor to start this season. You don't want this. And so if I could be of any assistance to you, let me know. You don't want this. And then you replay that video to yourself in August of 2027. And because you're going to get caught up in it. You're going to get swept up in it.
Sure, but what's going to happen is you're going to have the Fanta voice in the back of your head screaming,
"You're an idiot! You're an idiot!" Thank you, John.
Exactly.
Appreciate that.
I'll just do that with the Celtics not trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I'll tell myself, "Hey, you were right about this, Joey. Good for you."
As a self-affirmation.
While the Heat wins 3 straight titles.
So if anybody wants to do that, please send us your videos of yourself writing a future message.
We'll hold on to your videos for you and definitely not.
We'll play a compilation.
Message to yourself in late August of 2027. You don't want this. Please send those videos to us. We'll collect them and then we'll redisperse them next August when we definitely don't forget about this.
We will not forget.
So please send them our way at Happen Shave on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. John writes in. He says, I think Calandria will enjoy playing his last season at Arizona State. So there's a way where that happens too. I mean, there's a lot of different potential things that could happen with Calandria.
He's making a Jeff Sims joke, basically.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it goes really well, he might not be here because he
play
goes
his last
pro.
season at Tennessee.
He could play his last season at Tennessee. He could play his last season.
He could go back to UNLV.
He could go back to the Mountain West. He could go to the NFL.
Yep.
But
last one seems like maybe the hardest to believe.
The most, like on the bell curve, the biggest percentage of chance is that it goes fine. It doesn't go terribly, and it doesn't go so well that he's getting offers from X other place around the country, and that he's back at Nebraska. And that is having a 2-year starting quarterback is something that I wanted from when we started doing this in February or I guess December, it would have been. I'm like, I want a 2-year guy, which is
what Kenny Minchie
was. Which is what Kenny Minchie was, which is why I liked Kenny Minchie. But the 1-year guy certainly changes the chemistry. Now that guy turns into a 2-year guy, it's pretty exciting to me.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's take a quick break. I want to hear from you guys forward to 951-1620. We'll have Joey's headlines when we return on 1620 The Zone. All right, it is time for Joey time. I mean, it's time for the headlines. Joey, what do we have today?
Skateboard completes 3,000-mile journey across America, sets sights on Guinness record.
I am curious what the record is for miles skateboarded. That does feel like an awful long way.
Very long.
3,000 miles.
Did you ever get into skateboarding?
There were so many people in my life who were into it that I felt like but the closest I ever got was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That was it. I never
100%.
bought a
Never
skateboard.
owned a skateboard. Never was going to own a skateboard. Did play Tony Hawk.
Just wasn't for me. I skated on other people's skateboards occasionally, but I was never good enough at it to pursue it.
Yeah. Same.
Headline number 2, $75 caviar top tots, a day's pay worth of beer. Here's the World Cup menu and prices.
Okay, I think it's going to be that one for me.
Yeah, if you were against that, I was going to click on it myself. So.
So, by the way, what's your stance on caviar? Have you ever had caviar?
Never had it.
I want to try it.
I don't know that I've ever had it either.
Should we get caviar and have it on air?
That would be
Summer topics.
Yes,
Yeah, we're doing it.
We should do it. We should do it.
Maybe we should get it at our dinner tonight. Do they have it?
I don't know.
I'll look at the
I'm
menu.
guessing. Just guessing.
We're getting it. If
But
it's
we are
there.
going to have caviar on air at sometime this summer.
It's from Tim Reynolds of the AP. World Cup tickets are expensive. Flights in North America are expensive. Hotel rooms in many places are expensive. Then there's the price of beer. There are some fun and, yes, some pricey food and drink offerings at the venues playing host to the World Cup. A $75 caviar top tray of tater tots and a $40 empanada weighing 5 pounds for the daring or for sharing in Miami. Ribeye tacos for $8 in Guadalajara. Something called a Twinkie cheeseburger that has nothing to do with dessert for $22 in Los Angeles. Prices in many cases aren't all that different from what U.S. fans would experience on NFL Sundays or college football Saturdays. But some international fans aren't used to such pricing and are calling foul, especially over beer prices that could top $20. Thomas Schuler, an engineer from Germany who was watching games in Toronto, said, quote, "It's unfair. It's not right. It's wrong. It's 3 times the cost of what I pay in my country after purchasing a beer for $24 in Canadian dollars or $17, which I find very average, to be completely honest with you."
What a bunch of wieners.
Mr. Schuler was asked, "Is this stopping you from buying the beer?" He said, quote, "Well, no."
Nope. I'm just here to complain about the price, but I'm still going to buy it anyway.
So the foreigners are complaining about the prices of our things. Sad.
But they're amazed by the portion sizes compared to their
my
home country.
My international travel experience has been 2 very, very different price points of Iceland, where everything is ungodly expensive, and then like Mexico and the Bahamas, where everything is ungodly
cheap.
So I have no way of really knowing how anyone else would feel.
I mean, it's the World Cup. Like, whether it was going to, doesn't matter what country in the world it's going to be in, it's going to be expensive, right?
Have you ever heard anyone, and I mean anyone, ever go somewhere and be like, it was appropriately priced?
No, it's always been expensive.
No
my
one
whole
has
life.
ever said that.
Even when the chicken tender basket was $7.50, I was still mad about it. Now it's $14.50, and I'm like, dang, it's expensive. But I can't wait till it's $21.50.
Dang, it's expensive while you dip your thing in whatever barbecue sauce.
Absolutely.
Or,
some Argentina fans happily showed off their $34 lobster rolls from a match in Kansas City on social media. But in Toronto, the brisket sandwich with chips and a bottle of soda for nearly 40 Canadian dollars, which is 28 American dollars, had some online commenters lamenting that it is, quote, robbery. Quote, "It's okay, more or less, for the World Cup," German fan Daniel Feldman said of the food prices while watching a match in Vancouver earlier this week. So some people are obviously okay with this. By the way, the caviar-covered tater tots are called the Fancy AF Tots. $75 in Miami. It's 3 deep-fried hash brown patties with caviar, creme fraiche, and chives.
See a picture of that. That looks gorgeous.
It does. I'm interested. In
I
what's
would eat
going
it.
on with the. I absolutely would.
A lot of these items sound like stuff that I would be interested in eating.
I might honestly buy it for $75.
Should we get the empanada and then see if the three of us can finish that 5-pound thing off?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm interested in a 5-pound
I think
empanada.
we can.
I'm interested in pretty much any empanada.
This all sounds great, and I would pay the requisite amount of dollars to get it.
Yeah.
Because it's the World Cup, folks.
Chances are you're spending a lot more money on everything else.
No kidding. Those are the headlines from our dear friend Joey. We'll come back with the 8 o'clock hour right after these messages on 1620 The Zone. I'm seeing more. Now, this is not specifically referred to as a sinkhole, but a hole.
A new one?
A new hole.
Another hole hit the metro.
Another hole has opened up, and another hole in close proximity to the streetcar rail.
Oh, no.
9th and Farnham yesterday morning. The hole that is opened up as was a new discovery. This is from KTV for residents of Greenhouse Apartments. Apparently, they were telling folks to remove their cars from the garage because there was some concern about the garage, and there was a hole that was outside of the garage, I suppose. And anyway, another hole, not a sinkhole, just a hole.
Necessarily.
Just a hole.
How do we determine sinkhole versus hole?
Great question. I have no idea.
We might have to look into getting a sinkhole expert on the show if Omaha is going to continue to flirt with sinkhole disasters.
I feel bad because we were offered a representative from the streetcar, I believe.
Oh, yeah. No,
we should probably reach back.
I still have the email. We can go back.
Yeah, we can go back. I'm starting to get concerned about the hole. Here's a picture, by the way, of the hole.
Yeah, that's bordering on sinkhole, right? Like,
I don't know what makes a sinkhole and what makes a hole.
Some of it is that in a regular hole, there's like sides, and you can see under. Like, you can't see anything other than straight down there.
I don't think so. Looks like a sinkhole to me.
It does. Now, does the size of the hole determine whether it's a sinkhole or not?
I don't
Does it have
think
to reach
so.
a certain?
I think it's more of how the hole
forms.
Yeah.
What's in that hole? I don't know.
It's raising a whole lot of questions.
Good luck with that, Dan.
YouTube commenter. Oh, it's Mike writes in. They're calling it a void.
A void.
It's a void.
Oh,
no. It is not a sinkhole. It's a void.
That's new. That's new for me.
Oh no.
Hey, you call it whatever you want. It looks like a sinkhole to me, man.
Yeah, it's a sinkhole.
Yeah, I think
we're just trying to get fancy with it now.
D'Lo follows up on our conversation from earlier regarding
caviar.
Trey Taylor.
Oh.
No,
the caviar quarterbacks
with 5 for 5. Trey would now essentially be wasting a year if he redshirted. Right? Do we think he's okay with that? So, admittedly, I mean, we kind of know a lot about him, at least compared to other recruits that have come in the history of time. He's out there. There's nothing for me to suggest that he wouldn't be okay with it. I mean, I don't know, but I do believe it would absolutely behoove him and his career to sit out his freshman year. I think Nebraska has seen countless examples of this.
Yeah.
And once again, I think you're probably, as a Husker fan, you're probably going to want to see it at some points next fall. And I think that's great. I think that's an awesome thing. And I think you very likely will see it at some points next fall. I just think you could see it without him being the starting quarterback.
Right. I agree with all of that. And in addition to it, like,
I don't think he's going to be at Nebraska for 5 years anyway.
That's the big thing. Like, part of the 5 for 5 thing is that we shouldn't make too much of a big deal about the 5th year, because if things are going well, chances of that athlete being in the 5th year, particularly in football, aren't that high.
I just think what we said earlier, like the lifespan for a student athlete at a place, especially a football player and especially a quarterback, it's not even close to 5 years. It's more like 2. It's possibly less. And so I realize that could potentially just enhance the argument that he could leave after his first year if he doesn't play.
Which is true regardless.
Or whatever. But he would be very well set up to be, he'd have the inside track to being the starting quarterback in 2028. And so I think that's dice that are worth rolling if. And once again, this is in the future. This is a year from now. That's if everything checks out with Calandria. You still have the safety net option of that, or Latif, or Kalen, or whatever, and we don't know how that's going to play out either. But yeah, I don't think the 5-for-5 really changes anything for Trey Taylor.
It's a lot of it for me, and I don't know if you're in the same vein on this, is that if Trey Taylor ends up starting in 2027, I want it to be because he actually is the best quarterback on a roster, which includes other alternatives.
Facts.
Which was not the case in 2024 when Dylan Raiola was just more or less given the job. And it wasn't the case in 2018 when there was really no competition for Adrian Martinez. I mean, there was Tristan Gebbia, but he didn't really ever go on to play a whole lot anywhere.
Hey, he went to Ohio State.
Did he?
He briefly went to Ohio State, I believe.
As like their third string guy, I think. Yeah. So, I mean, all of that to say, like, if he goes and wins the job against a starting, a former starting power 4, power 5, whatever quarterback, okay, great. Like, he's went and earned it. I just don't want this scenario.
That's just not going to happen. I mean, he's really, really good, but it would be ridiculous. Once again, if Calandria is good this year, like that's the guys that is the plan that I am operating on. If Calandria is good this year, or if he repeats his stats from last year, or whatever it is, you'd be a fool to not invite him back and want him back to be the starting quarterback in 2027. It makes Nebraska better. I don't care how good Trey Taylor is I don't want to go. If Nebraska is gearing up to potentially be a playoff team in 27, I know people think that could be sacrilegious or whatever, but think about it. If Nebraska's gearing up to be pretty good in 27, right? They feel okay about where they're going, and they think they could potentially make the playoff. Do you want a really good freshman quarterback starting? Or do you want the guy who's been in college for 5 years and has already been your starting quarterback for one and has this rapport with everybody else? Like, I want the old guy. That's always how I've thought Nebraska's path to the playoff goes anyway. They have to be old. It has to hit at the right time. The schedule has to line up. That math equation doesn't work with a freshman quarterback. I don't care how good he is. I don't want him to play. I want, once again, there's a lot of ifs. We're fast forwarding ahead a year based off the information that we have right now. But I want Calandria.
There's a team that literally in the situation that Nebraska could find itself in 2027, where you have Keyshawn Henderson, who is the number 1 recruit in all of 2026. He's outstanding. You talk to Tim Verghese, you talk to any of the recruiting guys. Keyshawn Henderson is a tremendous quarterback, high upside, a guy that could have skipped his senior year of high school and went and played college football, et cetera, et cetera. He's not going to be the starter for Houston because they had transfer Connor Wiegman show up last year.
He's through many transfer.
Yeah, and he transferred from A&M, and he basically had 25 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, 2,700 yards. I don't know that he ran a whole lot.
Give me the old guy.
So he actually did. He ran a lot last year. He had 700 yards running, 11 touchdowns. I don't know that Anthony Calandria is going to hit these numbers. If he does, Nebraska had a pretty nice year, would be my guess.
Yep.
But, if you have a lesser version of this, you're still talking about a Houston team that's not willing to start Keyshawn Henderson right now and doesn't have to because they've got a guy that they can use. Like, Vanderbilt's going to be an interesting spot because the next number 2 player in the country is Jared Curtis. We know they didn't get Diego Pavia back for his 47th year of college football.
Sad.
And so Jared Curtis could end up being the starter for Vanderbilt. But there's not a lot of recent history to show guys who start as true freshmen at the quarterback spot, 1, stay at their school, 2, have overwhelming success. So there can always be exceptions to the rules. Absolutely. I just don't know that you need to bet that Trey Taylor is that. I just don't think that it's worth not having other alternatives.
At this point, I think for what Nebraska thinks they can be in 27, I just think you want the older, experienced guy for sure.
Especially if you think you have a team that can actually win a bunch of games.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't want the training wheels as you're starting the season. Exactly. Now, as we went through that 2027 schedule, they once again have a 3-game runway of playing nobody. So, that helps.
Yeah. So D'Lo was sort of wondering about from the Trey Taylor perspective. And like we said before, I just don't think there's any way that you could. We don't know the. I have seen nothing from what I've seen from him that screams, oh, if he doesn't play his freshman year, he's going to try and maneuver his way out. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen because I would have no reason to believe that. Would I have any reason to believe that with any recruit? Probably not. However, there is a bright, shining example of this in very recent Nebraska history.
Yeah, I mean, there's no comparison between the manipulation of how things went with Dylan Raiola and Trey Taylor.
Yes.
Like, one does not equate to the other.
Yeah.
And that's not even...
But we all saw that with Dylan. We're like, Nebraska, we knew going into it, we talked about it all summer long. Hey, Nebraska's kind of beholden to him, and they have to keep him happy, and they have to put all these weapons around him and all these different things. I remember those conversations from 2 summers ago. And obviously you want to create the best football team around him but it, like with Trey Taylor, I don't get the sense that it will be, we have to do this thing for Trey Taylor. He doesn't put off that vibe.
They're very, very different personalities.
Dylan to me always put off that vibe of like, you have to make me happy, like you have to
I don't
come
think
to
it was
me.
Dylan
Or the Raiolas, the camp.
That I think is 100% more accurate.
I don't really get that sense with Trey Taylor.
Yeah,
I don't now. Maybe I have rose-colored glasses on because we know what kind of player
believe what
he
you
is.
want to believe, that sort of thing. Yeah.
But I that doesn't emanate from him. It would be Nebraska trying to make him happy because they want the best football team they could possibly get, not so that they can keep him in the future. There was always this looming thing with Dylan because of his transfer history of like, we have to keep him happy because if he's not happy, you know what happens? He leaves.
Well,
I don't really get that sense with him, with Trey Taylor.
I think like some of it is come back to how Trey Taylor ended up committed to Nebraska. He chose Nebraska after his, in the spring of his sophomore year, because he fell in love with the coaching staff, the fan base, and the place. Dylan chose Nebraska because they had an availability at the quarterback spot at the same time that Carson Beck was returning to Georgia.
Yeah,
it wasn't massive difference in how they ended up picking Nebraska.
Honestly, I think that's
one of them had every opportunity to pick Nebraska for years and chose not to, and then did when it was conveniently available for him to start as a freshman.
See, but I don't even think it was like Nebraska would have cleared out if they would have taken a commitment from what was his name, the Syracuse guy, the Ohio State guy,
Kyle McCord.
They would have taken him. They would have taken Dylan too. They would have taken Dylan anyway, and Dylan would have forced his way to try and be the starter.
They were going to, and then one of them wasn't going to come here, and it's not the one that didn't ultimately come here.
And so it's not like
they forced that hand before it even happened.
Exactly. And so I don't view that as
a different equation.
The I guess the word here is I don't view that as a convenient, like, oh, it was conveniently open. No, like he kind of made it open.
Well, it conveniently open is going into that offseason. You have Matt Rule standing up there talking about that quarterbacks are going to cost $1 million. Marcus Satterfield flying around from Cam Ward to Will Howard to Sam Leavitt to who else was on that list? The quarterback that was out of Mississippi State. No, he's at Baylor and then he went to Mississippi State. I can't think of the name.
Absolutely don't remember that.
Yeah, they had their whole tour. Kyle McCord was one of them. Nebraska was set to get Kyle McCord and Julian Fleming, both from Ohio State, to come in as your quarterback and your wide receiver, and then they get Joel, and the rest goes away.
Weird.
So it's Fleming was at Penn State, maybe.
Correct. He was at Penn State, and then he ended up at Ohio State. That smell doesn't emanate from Trey Taylor from me. And all we have to go off of is the information that we have, which is he committed to Nebraska a long time before all this stuff, Like, I think that's a pretty good hit right there. And so I don't think 5 for 5 really changes much of anything for him outside of the idea in the back of your head of like, oh, there's no limit on his ability to play his freshman year because redshirts don't exist anymore. And so if we run into a handful of situations where we can put him in the game, then we are free to do so because there is no more red shirts. That's it. It doesn't. I don't think it changes the plan on him at all.
Plus, there's also this very real thing that, we kind of discuss every year. Nebraska has needed its backup quarterback most of the last decade, aside from 2024, where Heinrich Harburg had to come in at the end of the UCLA game because Dylan got absolutely smashed when he attempted to run.
People forget.
2017, where Patrick O'Brien had to finish the Minnesota game because Tanner Lee got absolutely smashed in that, but then proceeded to start the Penn State game the next week. Anyways, so Tanner Lee made all of those starts. And then I think 2015, Tommy Armstrong made all of the starts. Otherwise, in the last 10 years, 7 times you've had backup quarterbacks starting not just a game, but multiple games.
Yeah. And I guess to that point, I don't know how it's going to shake out.
Literally last year, a true freshman quarterback started multiple games for Nebraska.
Yeah. But
as a backup.
To that point, I don't know how it's going to shake out with those guys either. I mean,
sure.
Or either of those guys, meaning Kalen and Latif, still here. That's another thing. Kyle writes in on Twitter. He says, this is on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. I think it's a mistake to think Trey Taylor is different from any other 5-star quarterback. Dudes want to play right away, and if they don't, they transfer. The evidence is every transfer portal season in the last 5 years. Like, I guess what I'm saying is this. Nebraska cannot be so tied to the guy where they feel like they have to start him, and if not, he'll hold it over their head and leave. They can't play that game. I'm sorry. Like, if it's that, if it's start him or he leaves, then I'm sorry. Bye. That's what they have to do. Like, and once again, I don't think we're going to get to that point, and I don't think we will be at that point with him. But that's what Kyle's saying. He's saying, I think it's a mistake to think that he's different from any other 5-star quarterback. He has to, like, and I think he's mature enough to understand that the best possible thing for his development is to A, stay at the same place, and B, maybe not be the starter his freshman year. Like, and once again, we don't know how 2026 is going to go. So all this is just it's a fantasy land at this point. But if it's that or the other thing, if it's play him his freshman year, otherwise he leaves, and Nebraska has a good quarterback situation with Anthony Calandria following 2026, I'm sorry. And he's coming back for 27. Sorry, bye. I don't care. There's no world in which you're not starting the senior incumbent quarterback for the freshman. That's not, if he's good. Once again, if he's good.
There's just this element of it of where also what is going to give you the best chance to win games. That's the idea of what you want. Like we get in this world where it's how can we build this so we get everything we want, where Nebraska gets to play the 5-star quarterback and win a bunch of games. It's like, it hasn't happened. It's difficult to do. I mean, the quarterbacks that started as freshmen last year include Bryce Underwood, who was not particularly good on a okay Michigan team. Malik Washington, who was a revelation, I thought, from Maryland. Yeah. And then,
but it took him a little bit.
Sure.
I mean,
it got
better.
It peaked, and then they went 5-7. Uh-huh. And then you have JKS, whose name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, who transferred from Oregon to Cal.
Your boy.
Last spring, and he was good, and they went 7-6. So, there's not a ton of great examples of true freshman quarterbacks coming in and immediately being great, and their team is also great. So if the idea is Nebraska needs to win a bunch of football games, which we talk about all the time.
I like winning.
You probably aren't starting a true freshman in 2027 when that is a year where you need to win a bunch of football.
I just also don't like this idea of
having to do it or otherwise they leave.
Yes, I hate that. I hate that crap. We are beholden to this person. Otherwise, he'll hang it over our heads and he'll just fine, go. I don't care anymore. I don't like
the idea that this is what Trey Taylor's definitely. Maybe it ends up happening that way. I think it's unfair to label that he's going to be a malcontent because he's not the starter. Nobody knows that.
Agreed.
There's nothing in his history that suggests that. Instead, it's sort of the opposite, where he's doing everything he can to help promote Nebraska football and help grow Nebraska football, and doing it at the expense of his own income.
Like I said before,
whatever else.
There is nothing to suggest that he is going to maneuver his way into forcing his way into being the starter in 27. There's just, we don't have any of that information. But we're just responding to comments who are concerned about this. Sith Destroyer says, it'd be such a bad look to have Trey Taylor be committed for so long, then have him sit the first year and he transfers out before he plays it down in football before his second year. Who would that be a bad look for? It'd be a bad look for him. It'd be a bad look. It would be a bad look for him, not for Nebraska.
Does Nebraska win football games in 2027?
Yeah.
Like, that's all I care about.
Why would that be a bad look for Nebraska? If they sit a freshman quarterback, they did what everyone else in America does?
If he's unequivocally better than Anthony Calandria or whoever it would be, TJ Lateef, whatever it is, start him. If he's not, don't. It's not that difficult.
I agree.
It really isn't.
I agree completely. All right. Want to hear from you guys on that 402-951-1620. Of course, at Happen Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Sam McEwen will join us, and we'll talk about that at about 9:15 this morning. So stay tuned for that. We have some more news of the day from yesterday with a strongly worded letter to Mr. Sorsby from the NFL. Sincerely, Raj.
Sorbet is going to be on ice for a while.
Sounds like it. After this on 1620 The Zone. Couple tweets and responses from you all at Happen Schaefer and the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Here's Sam. This is great. It's a beautiful June morning, and half of the listeners are wish casting a quarterback controversy a year from now just to get a rush.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
Need something to talk about.
I mean, there's things to talk about. We don't need to manufacture this guy's going to go before he's even actually here.
Also, he says all these Husker fans think they're Meat Man. Then they write in very sensitive quarterback emotion takes.
What's the opposite of Meat Man?
Well, we gotta be careful here.
Is it Berry Boy?
Which?
Lettuce boy.
Lettuce lad. You gotta stick with the alliteration here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lettuce lad.
Yeah.
Berry boy is pretty good.
I like Berry Boy.
Berry boy is pretty good.
Who would be Berry Boy?
All these
people. How
people...
does Berry Boy talk? If we know, give us a Meat Man if you can.
I love meat. I think that's how it went, right?
Yeah.
Bacon. Bacon.
The guy who Mitberry Crunch from South Park. I don't know if you heard the voice.
I don't think so.
Just look it up. I think that would fit the.
Now that I think about it,
I think it fit it.
Meat Man actually sounds like the dog from the Bacon Strips commercial. Bacon. I think that's basically Meat Man.
All right. What do we think Berry Boy is going to sound like?
I don't know. We should get someone to voice it though.
Well, when we go to break, I'll tell you to.
Okay.
I'll have you guys
work on some Berry Boy voices.
Maybe it's Sorbet son. Let's take a look.
Wow.
Pete Thamel obtained a letter yesterday. I love it when ESPN obtains letters.
Someone sent him the letter.
Yeah. So
Kessler, maybe
the NFL is declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer, which would obviously exclusively be for Brennan Sorsby after his situation of not being eligible to play college football anymore, or making himself not eligible to play college football anymore.
That big sigh was great after he's
got a situation. Here is the letter that Pete Thamel somehow obtained. Quote, your petition filed 3 business days before the deadline without any supporting information or documentation, and only after abandoning your recent litigation efforts to avoid NCAA sanctions, does not provide a basis for the league to alter the plans to have a supplemental draft. It's good when there's the long dashes, because there's a thought inside of the thought, and that's basically what the NFL did to Sorbet.
I will say the one thing, like 3 days before the deadline, who cares? It's a deadline. That's the irrelevant part. The rest of it, to me, if you don't provide documentation as to why this should happen, if it's very obvious that this is your resort because you're not going to be able to play college football, whatever. Now, the argument there is that's the whole point of the supplemental draft. It's for people who are ineligible to play college football.
But he made himself ineligible by removing his litigation.
I don't have any sympathy for him in this situation. I just pointing out the idiocy. I get annoyed when there's a deadline.
You're right.
And someone's upset that you didn't get it done well before the deadline. Don't have the deadline.
It's like going into a restaurant that closes at 9 at like 8:52, and they're like, oh.
Which is all of them.
Which is every single restaurant.
Yeah. No, they get upset.
It's like, no, dude, your restaurant's open, right? Sorry.
Here's a better example.
I want some chicken.
Maybe not better.
I want bacon. Bacon.
I get so annoyed when doctors' offices tell you to show up 15 to 20 minutes before your appointment. It's like, no, I scheduled it for this.
Yeah.
If you want me here at this time.
Also, you're not going to call me back to the office until 8:35 anyway, if I'm there at 8:30.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah.
If I'm there with my 2-year-old, it's going to be 40 minutes of me having to entertain him in your waiting room before we get called back, and then nothing, good happens after that.
It's a great point. Thank you, Schaefer, for seeing all sides, because I was just pre-programmed to agree with the NFL.
The rest
on
of
this.
it, I have, little other complaint on. But the 3 days before the deadline, I mean, come on.
I appreciated the shade, to be honest with you. I think this is great. And I think
I know where you're at on this.
Sorsby will have to. I don't know. What's he going to do this year? Go play in
Can he play in the Canadian?
Yeah, I was
football
wondering
league?
about the same thing. Can he go to the CFL?
I was kind of asking Odson if he could play in the NAIA or the junior co leagues.
Oh,
Could Jeff Jamrog at Midland try to bring in Brendan Sorbet?
Well, he can't play.
He's already got Brody Johnson. He doesn't need Brendan Sorbet.
Can he play? I don't think he can play. He's too old to play JUCO, right?
Yeah, he can't play JUCO.
But I guess like Hunter Deckers did that though.
But he was only a sophomore or a freshman.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he still had the eligibility to play a year there.
Yeah, so I don't think it's not JUCO. I don't know
he
about
play. I mean, there would be an NAIA school that would take him
100%.
So he could go that level.
Somebody out there would sell their soul to have a sort of.
If you're him, is it worth potentially getting hurt to do that?
I mean, it'd be kind of fun. I mean, it would draw some attention.
Yeah.
If he just went out there and crushed everybody.
Is there a Bundesliga of football in Germany, Schaefer?
There you go. We have Bundesliga of basketball.
Again, I was wondering if he could play in the Canadian Football League. I don't know that it makes sense to play in the XFL or the UFL or the AAFL or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know that
I'm sure the Omaha Beef would be interested.
Beef man.
Bacon.
We need to get you a beef jersey when you are a beef man.
Man, I remember going to a beef game. I've
never been to a beef game.
I haven't gone to a beef game since I was probably 8.
Should we put it on the list of things to do?
Maybe.
You don't want to go to a beef game.
Well,
you don't want to go to a beef game.
How long do beef games last?
Longer than the drive it takes to get there and the drive back.
Now, I would feel so negative going into a beef game that wasn't at the Civic Auditorium, Much like if I ever saw an Exarban Knights game that wasn't at the Civic Auditorium, I'd be like, what is this?
If they have caviar tater tots, then sign me up.
Okay.
Joey's in.
Joey's really into this caviar tater tots idea, which is good. All right. Like I said, Sam McEwen's going to join us at about 9:15 here. I have this for you, Schaefer, before we step aside. College Football 27, the video game, team rankings.
Oh.
Ooh.
Who's the best team in the game?
Okay, I asked Max Olson this, and I think his answer was Texas.
It is not Texas.
Notre Dame
are 5th. Notre Dame is 4th.
Georgia
is 9th.
Okay, well, it's Ohio State.
2nd.
So the best team in the game, Oregon?
Okay.
Quack.
91. What will happen to Oregon this year? They definitely won't be the Penn State of last year.
Oh, Dan Lanning. You're on notice.
Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana. 3 Big Ten teams.
Indiana's 3rd. Wow.
Yeah. Notre Dame. 4 Big Ten footprint teams right at the top.
Wow.
There. Very exciting.
The Kings of the North.
Texas, Ole Miss, Miami, LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma make up the next. Here's the
South.
So basically the back half of the top 10 is South. Interesting that you'd notice that. Nebraska, as far as the overall ranking is concerned.
Can I guess?
Yes, you can. Overall. And then I'll have you do offense, defense too.
4.
83.
Okay. I was too high.
Offense. So you know that the overall ranking is 83. So you have to average it out.
85.
85 offense.
So that would be 81.
It's 82, but yeah. 82 defense,
okay.
83 overall, which is, I believe, if I could do a quick count again, it was in
27.
I think it is. It's in the top 30
okay.
of teams that are rated on NCAA football.
That seems fair.
Now, if you are looking for potential dynasty starting teams, you scroll your
dynasty
North Dakota State,
but all the way to the bottom. So North Dakota State is far from the worst team on here. I will get to that in a second. But UL Monroe gets the
not UMass. Wow.
UL Monroe is the worst team in the game this year, followed by Northern Illinois, then your boys from UMass, Southern Miss and Sam Houston. That's the bottom 5. Poor Michael Severe and Sam Houston. Very, very
Thankfully,
sad.
Eastern Michigan's not on that list.
They are routinely pretty close to the bottom.
I figure.
There's some potential dynasty starters in there. UConn, I think, is always a fun dynasty starter. North Dakota State, by the way, a 75. Like, they're going to end up winning what conference is it? The
Mountain West.
The Mountain West. They're going to end up winning the Mountain West a couple times in the Sims.
So, all right, here's a question for you.
Okay, question for you.
Louisiana Monroe joined the Sun Belt in 2001. How many times since 2001 do you think they've had a non-losing season?
Probably twice.
Yeah, sure. Twice.
It's 5, but they've only had 1 year in which they've won more than 6 games.
1 year that they've won more than 6 games since 2001.
Yeah. They went
that is
6-6 in 2007, 6-6 in 2009, 8-5 in 2012, and 6-6 in 2013 and 6-6 in 2018. The rest losing seasons.
And they're in the Sun Belt?
They're in the Sun Belt.
Man, everybody's getting a free win in the Sun Belt every year.
They routinely seem to win about 4 games.
And they're probably all against FCS teams?
Well, no, they probably beat some other Sun Belt teams in there. I don't know what their conference record is.
I would feel bad for the
They've only gone
SEC
winless
team.
in the conference twice, 1 in 23 and 1 in 2020.
Should we do worst? Let's see here. Worst Big Ten team?
Okay, Purdue.
77.
Oh,
Worst power. I almost said high major in basketball. Pilled. Worst Power 5 team, or I guess Power 4 team. Any guesses?
Let's figure out a guess for this.
It's probably Purdue.
I don't think it's Purdue. There's going to be worse than that.
It is not Purdue.
Boston College.
It is not Boston College.
You're in the right conference, I think. ACC?
You are in the right conference.
So, Syracuse.
No, according to what I'm looking at right now, they can't really sort this in any discernible way. So I could be missing one that's way down here. And I don't think I am. According to what I'm seeing, the worst power conference team is the ACC's Stanford Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. Keep forgetting they're in the ACC.
They play week 0 against Hawaii.
At home on the ACC network.
Oh, fun. That's nice.
That'll be a fun game to watch.
I happen to look at the week 0 schedule. There are some interesting games.
Hawaii, their week 0 opponent, also rated 76 on the college football video game.
Yeah,
they had a good season.
That'll be a great game.
Timmy Chang.
Timmy Chang's their coach. Isn't he?
He's their head coach.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They had a nice year last year. If he has another good year, he's probably getting hired somewhere else.
Nobody writes in on YouTube. Kent State is going to be the dynasty builder again. I skipped college football 26, and I'm hyped for college football 27.
Or select Delaware,
Have you figured
Missouri
out what
State.
team you're going to start with?
No, this is an ongoing conversation right now. I mean, we're a couple weeks away. Me and my buddy have an online dynasty every year.
Do you have parameters for how you pick your teams?
We kind of want to be in the same ballpark of like type of teams, but we don't want to be in the same conference.
Okay.
Just so we could like play each other in a national
So
championship.
one of
game.
you wants to be in like Conference USA and the other in Sun Belt.
We don't know.
Like Power Conference.
We don't know if we're going to start low or start medium yet.
One of you should be in the new Pac-12.
That will almost for sure happen.
Yeah.
I mean, North Dakota State is honestly a great option.
I'm
to
like
start.
weirdly excited for this game because of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
The new Mountain West, the fact that Sac State is in the MAC.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of weirdness to it.
Yeah.
And as a guy who likes to just go from random program to random program, that excites me.
Me too. I'm fired up. It's coming out in just a couple weeks. We'll take a quick break, round out the 8 o'clock hour next on 1620 The Zone.
The bigger question.
By the way, I haven't been able to get access to our text line in like an hour now. So if you're texting in, I'm not ignoring you, but I can't see. I can't see it. Something is going on with the text service that we have. So good thing for you though, there are other ways to get in touch with the show. You can tweet at us at Happen Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com. The Equitable Bank Zone inbox, or of course drop a YouTube comment as well. Also, the fellas from Unsportsmanlike Conduct are giving away tickets to the July 3rd Storm Chasers game. It'll be a big celebration of America on Friday, July 3rd and Saturday the 4th, by the way, at the at Warner Park at the Chasers game. So you can tune in all week, and John and Josh will have your chance to win tickets to the game on July 3rd, which will be a very, very fun night out at the old ballpark. Before we get to some other things here, what was I going to do here in this segment? Oh, yes. The Phil Steele thing. We've been talking about preseason. We've been talking about preseason magazines. Not a surprise to see that Phil Steele's dominating in the poll. Maybe we'll get the Pick Six Previews magazine as well. He did a Big Ten Conference hits and misses. So I don't think this is in his magazine. This is just like a blog deal from him. And basically it's his way of looking at the balance and the unbalance of schedules within the giant super duper leagues. And he broke teams in the Big Ten out into separate, which for the record, this is how I would do it too. You break them out into separate categories. And, you know, if you get one team from category A, then you got off pretty easy. If you get three teams from category A, then you kind of got, you know, you got the shaft a little bit. Nebraska, of course, got Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana, along with two from the second category, Washington and Iowa, and then only two from the bottom category in Michigan State and Rutgers, according to Phil Steele, which adds up for him to be the second most difficult schedule in the league this year. Not that this is breaking news to anybody, but it was interesting, I thought, to see it sort of broken down that way. Nebraska, for the record, as an opponent, is mixed into that sort of middle category, not in the Washington, Penn State, Iowa, USC category, but the one below that.
Yeah, which tracks. I think that's fair.
I do too.
They're not.
So they're in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, UCLA. Surprised to see Maryland in that category.
They hang around 5 wins every year.
They do.
It's the 7-5 is what that is. Basically, if you group it, it's 10 wins or more, 9 or 8 wins, and then 7-5, and then below 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my very quick guess on what it is.
So one of our hot button teams this summer, some people are excited for the potential Wisconsin assance. Some people are not buying it, but Wisconsin,
I'm not buying,
got the easiest draw in the league,
which is incredible because they can't play themselves. So,
okay,
you know,
such a hater.
What? It's true.
They can't play themselves, but they can play many easy teams like Purdue, Michigan State. They do play
Purdue, Michigan State, and Rutgers.
I would say that they got a pretty easy draw as far as those 7-5, 5-7 teams are concerned too. Maryland, UCLA in their first year under their new coach, and then Minnesota is obviously difficult for them every year, given that they play them in the last game of the season and it's a rivalry and all that stuff. And then they don't get any of Oregon, Ohio State, or Indiana this year. And they have USC, Penn State, and Iowa from that, 8-9 win category.
Do you think they beat any of USC, Penn State, or Iowa?
I would not project that at this point. No, but you don't have to.
No, if they can win their 3 green and 1 blue and not drop any, they play Notre Dame, but they could lose at least 1 non-conference game. They'll be 6-6.
The challenge with them is they do always challenge themselves a little bit in the non-con, but yeah, they play Notre Dame this year at Lambeau, right, Joey?
Yeah, Wisconsin Notre Dame is Sunday night at Lambeau.
People are excited
on NBC.
That's it, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. They also get the boys from Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti,
yes, they
there's
do.
a big
They do.
old water tower.
They've struggled to win those games under Luke Fickell so far.
What do you mean?
It's usually those 20-3 football games you get Wisconsin against the MAC conference.
That's not struggling. They won by 17.
I think, was it last year they lost to Western Michigan?
They lose to Miami, Ohio.
They lost to somebody.
I could take a look.
I don't know what
Let's see.
Wisconsin has done against MAC teams recently.
They sure do love scheduling that conference.
Yeah, but everybody in the Big Ten.
The Big Ten has basically just adopted that as their little
Nebraska just adopted that.
They sure did.
Shout
out to Bowling Green, my boys.
They beat Miami of Ohio 17-0. They so they won last year's. Was it 24?
Schaefer, don't let your hate cloud your vision.
No, they beat Western Michigan
by
14.
Hater.
They beat South Dakota by 14 as well.
Wow. You let your hate cloud your vision.
That's fine. I'm good with not believing in the Wisconsin.
I can't remember. I don't know which one is.
It's like the McConaissance, the Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. You just say Wisconsin.
Yeah, that makes sense. By the way, John writes in on the Equitable Bank inbox. He says, I have been texting. Sorry you've missed them. I am also of technology. Have you tried unplugging the text machine and plugging it back in? Actually, yes, I did the internet version of that.
You blew on the cartridge?
I pressed refresh, and it has given me the same
bad
error.
Gateway.
Yeah, the 500 level error every single time. So I'm going to say this is not a me problem, and I have no control over this. Therefore, I cannot fix it, and I cannot read your texts. Sad for Pedro. Pedro's a texter who pretty much just exclusively texts, or will come visit us at the station sometimes and bring gifts.
That is very nice of him.
Very wonderful.
The cookies were excellent, Pedro.
We very much appreciate that. Sid Destroyer writes in. He says, "So how's the 2027 schedule looking?" Well, I guess it would just depend on how the 2026 season goes.
We have the opponents, just the games not lined up yet.
It's a little. It seems a little bit less challenging just as far as the top end like automatic losses are concerned, but I guess we'll see when we get there. When we come back, we still have plenty to come in the 9 o'clock hour, including a drop-in guest, Sam McEwen from the World Herald, coming up at 9:15. We are back right after this on 1620 The Zone.
Good luck with that, Dan.
J-Man writes in, he says 1620, the cloud strike failure came for the text line. It sure did. Is this a problem in other places, other corners of the internet? I have no idea, but it does seem like it's happening to our text line.
I should see if
if there's clouds, the text line goes down?
I believe that is accurate.
Because if there's clouds, sometimes the signal's not as strong.
Yep, cloud strike.
Wow.
When the clouds strike each other.
I'm seeing text messages on my end.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I honestly.
Where? How'd you get that?
That spot is like a dead zone for stuff. I swear I have more issues over there the few times that I have to run the show. Like I have problems with the text message. I wonder if
it's back now. Okay.
There you go.
It's back now. It's back.
Was it ever gone for Joey?
It was
never gone.
Well, you never refreshed it. It was just there.
Well, I mean I opened it when you had issues, so
all right, well, it works for me again.
We got it now.
Should we read all of John's text?
We should read everyone's text that we missed.
Might as well.
In the last hour and a half.
Catch-up segment.
Pedro, hi, guys. Does the school have a budget on how many quarterbacks they can have on the team? That position seems like the highest dollar guys. I don't even know what that was in reference to, but no. You could pay whatever you want to whatever players that, you got to funnel it through the right channels, but you could basically do that. Let's see. Rattlesnake Ron, please read my comment. Awesome. I love when this happens. I apologize. This is late. Just getting caught up with earlier segments. Was wondering how Ryan felt about fans chucking frozen oranges at people on the field at a war memorial.
Oh yeah.
That did happen.
It did happen.
People forget about that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And then a text from way earlier when you were talking about the Columbus field or whatever. Duncan is superior. Let Schaefer know.
Yeah. Also from the 402 Memorial Stadium in Columbus, where we used to watch Corey Schlesinger run wild.
People forget.
Very good fullback. He was probably on one of those articles or one of the teams in the athletic article of the great 90s teams.
Are you ready to talk about this?
Let's do it.
Have you seen this? Have you
I
heard
have not.
about Dana Holgerson?
You brought this to my attention.
Have you?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right. So the Athletic is on a 90s kick right now. They're basically doing what the Ringer did 2 years ago. So
that is such an insult.
I mean, they went
That is such an insult.
They went way hard on the 90s, dude.
If Mitch Sherman heard that, he would be so mad at you.
He probably is hearing it right now.
They did what the Ringer did 2 years ago.
They did.
Were you going to tell me they're going to have a Paul Thomas Anderson week too?
We already quoted an article from the Athletic earlier where they talked to Klosterman for the 90s, but I mean, they're on a big 90s kick right now. They're doing a bunch of 90s stuff. Why are the 90s so nostalgic and all these different things? So yesterday, Stuart Mandel put out college football's 15 best teams of the 90s, is anyone close to 95 Nebraska?
Hell no.
So he's giving away who's number one on the list right away, which we
kind of obvious.
Pretty much knew that. There are, I believe there are two other Nebraska teams that also made the top 15. 97 Nebraska, number 7, and 94 Nebraska, number 14, which is possibly mildly controversial just as far as how those teams are stacked up historically around here.
I believe there's people, some might argue this because obviously they lost to Florida State, but I believe there's people who thought the 93 team was maybe better than the 94 team.
Okay.
I don't know. I've heard that opinion stated. I've heard people say that they think the 97 team is worse than 99, which isn't
I've heard that a bunch, yeah.
At all. And there's some people who feel like 99 was the second best team in the entire run of the decade, but they lost obviously to Texas one time.
I like, if you're ranking the 3 national championship teams, it definitely goes 95, 94, 97, right?
Yeah, for me.
I think that's what it would be for me too.
But, in 97, that defense is really good still. You have all of those guys that are now seniors, and and everything else. But yeah, the way my brain does it, it's 95, 94, 97.
So
97 always feels like the most tenuous of the 5 national championships because they split it.
It's a bit controversial.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit controversial, mostly because they split it. Also, it has taken on a bit of a new life in recent years.
The flea kicker, too, also just makes you realize how close that was to not happen.
Yeah. By the way, so number 2 was 91 Washington, which I don't know that I've heard many people make that case before.
Didn't Nebraska lose to 91 Washington?
I believe they played them around that time.
I think they lost to 1991 Washington. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm like 12%. Yeah. So 91 Washington came into Nebraska and won that game 36-21 in 1991.
And they played them again in the okay. Yeah. They lost to them 36-21 that year, and then they beat Michigan in the Rose Bowl that year. 91 Washington. 91 Miami is number 3. 93 Florida State is 4. 94 Penn State is 5. 96 Florida was 6. 97 Nebraska was 7. 99 Florida State was 8. And then let's see, 97 Michigan is 9. So there's your controversy settled right there. 97 Nebraska ranked in front of 97 Michigan. Just for
settled
for the record, it's done. Stuart Mandel says we won. 92 Alabama, 98 Tennessee,
98 Tennessee is rated that high.
98 Tennessee, number 11. Yeah.
Wow.
96 Ohio State, 96 Florida State, 94 Nebraska, and 93 Notre Dame are the top 15. So he did this along the same criteria of how he did the list for last year with 2000s teams. Number 1, season-long dominance using average scoring margin. Big wins using end of the season AP poll rankings. Schedule strength using Football References ratings. College Football References ratings. Number 4, elite talent using NFL draft numbers over a 3-year span. And number 5, no bad losses, either a blowout or to a mediocre opponent. Number 1 was easy. Most of the rest were not. It's a good list. Check it out at The Athletic. So I clicked on this last night, and then I just started to wonder out loud. And really, it's a very simple question that I'm about to ask you that probably comes with a very complicated answer. How did that happen? It just seems so. It seems so far-fetched now. It seems so crazy to me. Like, it gets crazier and crazier every year that life goes by. When I was a kid, it wasn't crazy. It was life. Nebraska was going to win, and if they lost, it was like your world had just exploded. There was a comet that was coming directly toward Earth, and it was going to wipe everybody out when Nebraska lost a singular football game. And now I'm at the point where it's like, yeah, this doesn't even feel that decade doesn't even feel real anymore.
You know what's amazing to me is before the first team of Nebraska even appears on this list, so 94 or whatever, it took basically 30 years of sustained success, plus 2 national championships, plus being on the cutting edge of a variety of things, plus stuff like, what is it, Prop 48 that people always talk about, where they could give sort of extra money to the best athletes in various counties throughout the Nebraska, plus laxed standards to get into Nebraska. All of that rolled into having a legendary coach who was,
which I think is first and foremost.
Yeah, that you don't get 30 years sustained success without that.
Yep.
And they had 2 of them, back to back. So you kind of pulled a miracle twice. So it's all of that. And then if you think about it, like that dominance that they had is really just a flicker. It's like a total flicker of they were really good. And then for a 7-year stretch, they were, or 6-year stretch, depending on what markers you want to use.
They were incredible.
Yeah. Like it's just amazing. Everything that had to happen to get to that 6-year stretch of just sheer incredible football.
Doesn't feel real.
And then there's a USC fan who's 15 years from now is going to look at the early 2000s and Pete Carroll and that run and be like, Well, what the hell happened?
Seriously.
We were on top of the world.
We got the dry brisket guy as our coach, and we think he's good?
There's a
no way. That guy sucks.
Dry brisket guy. And then, possibly there's an Alabama fan who might think the same thing of the 2010s when that goes away. So
who knows who'll be running football by that point.
But it required a lot to happen for you to get there. And then you needed things like really great talent in state that popped up at the right time, combined with the ability to go out and get really good players. I wonder if the 90s happens the way that it does if you don't have Tommy Frazier, even though Brooke Behringer was a huge part of 94. But that set things up so well for you.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have like the best quarterback in the country.
And so it required having a guy that you ended up starting as a true freshman halfway through 92. Mm-hmm. They go undefeated in 93. He has the blood clots in 94. Like the Tommy Frazier arc, it
goes to show. I mean,
it's kind of amazing.
We don't think about it in this context anymore because mostly we're so far removed from it. But there are
I was 5, 6, 7, and 8.
There's so many things that just have to go perfectly for you in order to do it even once, to win a championship even once. But to do it for 5 consecutive years, be in the mix every year for 5 consecutive years or 6 consecutive years, or really, it was really the entire decade. For being the mix.
They were a top 10 team that entire time.
For the entire decade.
Starting from like 93 on.
Yes. So like end of 92 all the way through 99, it's like they are in the national championship hunt every single game.
I sometimes think about how funny it would be to talk to someone like if you could get their opinion of how things were in 1991 or 92 when it seemed like this was never going to happen for Nebraska. And then you get it again in like 99 where it's like, well, of course this is going to happen forever. Like both sides of that equation, you never think it's going to happen the way that it does. And then at the end of it, it can never stop happening and both are completely wrong.
So, I mean, I guess we could apply that wisdom to right now. It will
no matter what you think right now, it'll be wrong in the future.
Yes.
That's probably the most truism of sports.
But you listen to people right now and they'll tell you that it will be this bad forever.
Right. Well, if you listen to people right now, they'll tell you Nebraska's going to win 3 games.
And to be fair, I mean, it's been pretty bad for a while.
Bad. It's definitely bad.
It's definitely bad.
Do not want to argue otherwise. It has been bad.
They're terrible.
They've had 3 non-losing seasons since 2016. That's a decade. And one of them was 2016. So really just 2. They've cycled through coaches that have failed in spectacular fashion.
It's really not. I mean, it's not. When you think about it, it's not even the same program. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not. I mean, it's clearly not the same program. But like, it's even weird that they all get to call themselves Nebraska. It's just like there's this, and then there's this, and it's just eras. And that's just not a Nebraska thing. That is all time.
You sound like a '90s player right there.
I do. I'm sorry. Stay tuned to our after show.
Oh man. Yeah, it's unfathomable that this happened for Nebraska. It's an incredible story.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah,
I was like, that's weird. That's
make
crazy.
People feel good. I like it.
Here's Zeke, by the way. He says, "Hey guys, Zeke here. I don't really believe your text line is back up. I think you're just making it up so that people don't get pissed. LOL. But if it is working, then I just want to say that this is the best show on the radio. You guys keep going and do whatever you got to do and keep John Bishop off the air."
That's not very nice.
Yeah, right. We would never do that. We love John Bishop.
We invite him on our show all the time.
Yes, he is a dear, dear friend of ours. Just listen to what John Bishop has to say and you will come to enjoy him.
Horse crap call!
Like that. That's funny. That's funny. We'll be back with Sam McEwen after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola with you this morning. We're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. Hi, Sam. Good morning. How are you? Sam? Uh-oh. What happened? I bet it's our phone line.
Oh, no.
I bet it's our...
I hear you now.
There he is.
I'm not sure what was going on. I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Better now.
We were going to ask you, you're a big movie review. You love movies, and you occasionally give movie reviews. Have you seen the Nebraska ball movie / documentary?
I'm halfway through it. Yesterday was a management day for me, so I was up in Omaha talking. And so, I didn't get any movie watching in yesterday. So I started it, and I haven't done the full sit through. We
can get halftime thoughts. I love halftime thoughts.
That's actually great.
Oh, I think it's a very well done documentary. Like I think they did a great job of capturing. Again, it's put out by the team, so it's not like you're going to see. It's not Hard Knocks, right? So like they're not going for dysfunction, but I think you get a really good glimpse in particular at the way that team functioned so well together, that they just had guys that all liked each other, the role that Rink played, the leadership component that he has, the personalities as they emerge, and stuff with Kale, I think is really interesting. And then you just see who Fred is. I think Fred is such a mild-mannered guy in his press conferences, and so dialed in and focused with reporters that sometimes we don't necessarily appreciate the level of intensity and competitiveness that man brings to the table. The documentary does give you, I think, a better glimpse of the fire that burns inside that guy, and in the level to which he coaches that team, even though I think he would say that team is among his favorite ever because of how willing they were to listen and to do all the right things. He still coaches the hell out of them, right? So like he's coaching them hard and they're taking it. And this is the team he'd say did all the right things. So like, I think that gives you a glimpse of, at the high major college sports level, even the teams that do everything right, there's glimpses throughout the first hour that I've watched. Even the team that does everything right is coached hard. And that's part of why they do everything right, because they're willing to take hard coaching. Yep. And so, again, I wasn't expecting Hard Knocks. I wasn't expecting to go in and see guys, fighting or goofy stuff that they show on Hard Knocks. I was expecting kind of what I've seen, and I think it's been good. And I'm sure people who are diehard Husker basketball fans will love every minute of it. Now, my understanding is they don't go over the Iowa game at the very end, but I haven't watched the end, so I don't know.
What
did they cover the Iowa game at the end?
I haven't seen it.
Neither one of us have seen it.
That's why we're looking for the review.
Yeah. We're looking for your thumbs up. You give it a thumbs up?
Oh yeah, okay. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are you?
It's a little more like if this had been like the Tim Miles documentary, it would be a little bit more. It would have been a little bit more. Fred Hoiberg is just he's a buttoned up. He's still kind of a guy that just does everything right. Whereas with Tim Miles, it might have been a little bit more.
Oh yeah, there'd be some clips. There'd be some clips that would make their way out.
Definitely a blooper reel.
There's nothing in this so far that's like, oh my god, look at this. Nothing like that. It's just good basketball documentary footage. It's good.
Are you at all surprised that they chose to do something like this? Like, this is a relatively new endeavor. Obviously, Matt Rule has put out some stuff with Nebraska in the past, and they've done some video content like it, but nothing quite like this, and certainly not a retrospective of a season or a team in the same way.
Yep, it is new. I don't know that they'll do this again, but I think it was a cause to be able to do it because this is history. And because it's a team production, I think they probably were like, you know what, we can put 2 good hours together here of basketball footage and behind the scenes footage that only complements everything that happened during the season. So if it were a super dysfunctional team, which it is not, then I wonder if something would have been made. I mean, there's been football teams at Nebraska that I would have described as highly dysfunctional, yet highly successful on the field. And you probably wouldn't have seen a 2-hour movie about them. But I think this team fits checks so many of the boxes, like good guys, older guys who get it, guys who can take hard coaching. Fred Hoiberg is a pretty good guy, even though I guess he curses too much. I'm surprised that he did. I don't know why he had to apologize for that. I don't think you need to.
No.
Where did
did he say it? Did he apologize?
Oh, at the thing, he was like, at the premiere, he's like, "I'm sorry for my language." Or something.
Classic.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. And then he talked to Tom about Father's Day column that I hope everybody reads about, and he said something about the language, I think, in that too. So like,
awesome.
Again, like competitive sports involves those things, and so people who watch it will understand. Wow, I mean, Fred is pretty fiery, and I'm like, yeah, maybe you forgot that he broke a whiteboard, before he ever coached a game officially at Nebraska when they were over in Italy or wherever they were. Like he's intense. Like he's super intense. You have to be elite. Like that's just the reality of the situation. There's not a major college coach who's successful who is not simultaneously super intense. The idea that you're going to like walk through that and just sort of close your eyes and give a half smile all the time is ludicrous. That's just not the way that competitive athletics works.
No doubt. Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald is with us. Sam, we were talking about the 5-for-5 rule getting passed a little bit earlier in the show, and the first thing that came to our minds is the Nebraska quarterback situation with Anthony Colandrea, and we ended up sort of on a conversation that was more sort of focused on 2027 and what happens if Colandrea is back for a fifth year and his second year at Nebraska, and Trey Taylor is in the room at the same time. And it ended up being sort of a wide-ranging discussion on that. Where does your mind go first as it pertains to this rule, and specifically, that the quarterback situation at Nebraska?
Well, I think Nebraska's real happy about it, because I don't think that it was the intention, if Colandrea comes back for that fifth year, for Trey Taylor to like, he probably would have redshirted, and I think the goal is, if Anthony's able to come back, then now you can play Trey and you can ramp him. You don't have to have this, and or decision. Like you just don't have this, is he going to or isn't he going to? You can play him. You might even be able to play him quite a bit. Of course, he's going to have to beat out TJ Lateef and Danny Kaelin to do that. And that's not necessarily going to be easy. Because college football is different from high school football. But yeah, now again, Colandrea has a whole season ahead, and he's got to play well. Like if he comes through this season and he throws for 2,800 yards and it's 17 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, then I don't know if that's what they're looking for.
Right.
If Colandrea comes through and he throws for 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, I think everybody's looking around the room and saying, yeah, let's run it back.
Well, isn't it the most likely, the most likely outcome is that he plays well enough for Nebraska to want him back in 27?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it doesn't have to
really
be. You could say no to that.
Yeah, I think so. Yep, I think so. I think there's just a lot of variables at play here. Anthony Colandrea could have a good season and Nebraska could not. That's also another possibility where, Colandrea's pretty good, but they go 6-6. And do I think they're going 6-6? No, I don't. I think they're better than that. But, and I think the correlation between Colandrea having a good season and Nebraska having a good record is probably pretty high. So yeah, I mean, I think I think there's a good chance that he has a pretty good season, and I think there's a chance that then there's a very good chance he would be back.
Is there
the track record of? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask another question, but go ahead and finish your thought.
The track record of true freshmen coming in and being dominant at this level as a quarterback it's just not great. It's just not there. It's not there. So, and I think Trey knows all that. And again, the difference between Trey Taylor and Dylan Raiola in terms of expectations and just who they are as people is just way different. We'll just leave it at that.
Agreed.
So, Dylan's full expectation was that he was going to be the starting quarterback at Nebraska, even though he knew full well he wasn't going to be the starting quarterback at Georgia in 2024 if he had been there. He would not have played. He would have been number 3 behind Stockton, who would have been number 2, and Carson Beck. He was not playing in 2024 at Georgia. He wasn't playing in 2024 at Ohio State. So I continue to believe that Nebraska should have stood firm on that and said, look, you're not playing there, so you're not playing here. We're bringing in a guy from Ohio State. He's going to play football for us, and you can learn. But they didn't do it that way, and that's water under the bridge. Anyway, I think they learned their lesson. I think Trey Taylor's a different guy. And so, yeah, all those things would be true. I think where my mind goes first in all of the sports in Nebraska is the 4 volleyball players who are about to be seniors. And what do you do? And I still feel like that is not – Danny Busby-Kelly may have a definitive statement on that. The 4 players might have a statement on that. I'd be surprised. I think they're probably going to say, you know what? We'll worry about that at the end of the season. Everybody's going to take a deep breath and just play the season out, and let's see where it stands. 5 years is a long time to be in college unless you're a college football player. In college football, you kind of expect to be at college for 5 years, unless you're really, really good, or for whatever reason, you just got to play right away and you zip through your 4 years and there you go. Most college football players anticipate staying in college for 5 or in some cases 6 years. In volleyball, that 4-year clock has been pretty consistent. There aren't that many red shirts in the sport of volleyball. Everybody just plays their 4 years and then they move on with either pro sports or their life. In this case, it'll be interesting because those volleyball players are probably all highly qualified to play at pro volleyball this year, much less next year. And they'll just have to make a decision. And I don't know that they're going to have it. They're going to be asked a lot about it. I can tell you that's going to be an immediate focus. We'll try to talk to Danny this week. And when that season transpires, those gals are going to have to decide, is this the last time I'm experiencing this? Or is this the second to last time I'm experiencing this? And then when senior day, quote unquote, comes up, are they going to be seniors? Are they not going to be seniors? Are they going to go through senior day? Those are all going to be really interesting conversations, and they will be asked about it more than once. They're going to have to navigate that all together. And it's entirely possible that one of them will be like, you know what, I know I'm coming back, and I'm saying it now. It's also possible that none of them know and that they will wait until after the season to make their own individual decisions. But it will be a storyline that runs underneath that season.
You kind of hit on this, but I was going to ask, I mean, when we've had things in the past, like the COVID year or other things, there's always unforeseen consequences. But with the 5-for-5, football feels like the sport that maybe is the least affected for all of the reasons that you outlined. I mean, is there anything else that you sort of see that changes with football because of the potential of 5-for-5?
I think you just nailed it. What changes is the quarterback position. So prior to what was happening, quarterbacks were like, listen, man, you're going to redshirt this year and we'll try to get you in for a couple of games and we'll try to get you a drive in the bowl game. But and we know that you're going to learn. Now there's no redshirt. So do you do the Blaine Gabbert, Chase Daniel plan that Gary Pinkel had back in the day, where it's like, you know what, we're going to give Chase Daniel a drive and he's just going to play a drive every game. And to be clear, that's something that can go into place this year. Is Nebraska going to just say, you know, Anthony, you're the guy, but once a game, TJ Lateef's getting a drive at least. And because TJ doesn't have a redshirt year left. So, he just can play now. Are they going to give TJ a drive and just say, you know what? Hey, we're up, 30, we're up 17-7 on Bowling Green in the second quarter. TJ, take your drive. And Anthony, come on over here and sit down. We're going to let TJ play. They could do that. And I'm not sure that that's the vision that Nebraska has, but I'm just saying that it's an option. And the quarterback situation is the one where you're going to watch it closely, because now some of these blue chip players can come in and they can play, and coaches no longer have the leverage of, well, we would play you, but we can't. Now they can. And same with Dylan Raiola at Oregon. Dylan could redshirt all year, but the reality is Dylan could play in every game.
Mm-hmm.
And they could say, you know what, Dylan, get out there. Let's see what you got. And they're not losing anything. They're not losing a year of eligibility by doing that. I will be curious to see. So you'll learn a lot about what teams actually think of their quarterback when this process begins, because now there's no red shirt left. And the kids themselves will learn a lot about what their coaches think of them, because that red shirt excuse will no longer exist. And, well, we're redshirting you. You can't play. Now they can't. And so there'll be clarity, if nothing else.
All right, Sam, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate you and you and your team's coverage at the College World Series as well. Well done, as always. And we'll talk to you next week.
Great job for you guys on the CWS too. It was a fun 2 weeks, and it's over, and we now we all try to take a deep breath.
That's right. We'll get there. Don't worry. Thanks, Sam. Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. Deep breath time. We're in deep breath time.
Here's a deep thought. What are we going to call this fifth-year player?
So, great question. I think you stay pretty status quo on it. I just think you go freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, fifth-year senior.
Super senior.
Just senior.
Super senior.
Second senior.
I like the super senior.
You want to make super senior an official term?
I do.
Yes.
Officially recognized term?
Because then you know that they're done after that.
Now, the other option, one of the other options would be, of course, just scrapping the whole freshman, sophomore, junior, senior thing and just going first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, like they do at Harry Potter.
I don't love that.
I don't either.
Are they going to be prefects? Or is that what you call the leaders at the position groups?
What?
Isn't that the word for it? Isn't it like prefect or whatever that is? Like that's
is that in Harry Potter?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember. I just know Harry Potter
like
was
what
a fourth year.
Percy was or whatever. Percy Weasley.
Or maybe they could get them all. They could call them all by Harry Potter house names. Freshman year
There's
is
only 4 of them though.
Hufflepuff.
There's Hufflepuff. There's Ravenclaw. There's Slytherin and Gryffindor.
Yeah, just come up with a fifth one. It wouldn't be that hard.
We're already in that problem. We're having to come up with a fifth name. That doesn't help us.
I'd say rename everybody.
I know this.
Hogwarts names.
I don't want first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. I don't like that.
I agree.
We need something.
I say Hogwarts names.
I like super senior at the moment.
All right. We'll put it up to a vote or something. Back after this to round things out on 1620 The Zone. Tons of contests right now. Listen to all these contests. The Post Malone sweepstakes for the big ass stadium tour at Jack Trice Stadium on Friday, July 17th. This is becoming a very popular weekend, by the way. The Black Keys, Young the Giant, Chris Stapleton, Motionless in White, Burt Kreischer. All of those you could potentially win tickets to on our website, 1620thezone.com. All right, speaking of 5 for 5 before we get out of here, which we still haven't come to a conclusion on what we call the fifth-year players, but we'll get there. Don't worry.
We'll work on it. Workshop it a little bit. Throw it around.
So one of the things that we immediately knew was going to happen was that there's going to be a specific subset of people that are unhappy about this.
Suing.
Correct. Attorneys, from Ross Dellinger, attorneys Ryan Doughton and Darren Heitner say they are planning to file legal action.
Cash grab.
On behalf of more than 50 basketball players seeking a fifth season in light of NCAA's new 5-year eligibility rule. Lawsuits will be filed in 5 different states starting this week. How can we sign up our favorite local basketball players for this lawsuit?
Yeah, I mean,
Jamarcus Lawrence.
I wonder if Jamarcus Lawrence is part of the
join it, Jamarcus Lawrence. Josh Dix, would you like to join? Please join. Come on back. There's an open roster spot for you. There might not be any NIL money, but there's a roster spot.
I think that's Nebraska's situation as well. So they have a spot.
Yeah.
They were holding a spot for Jamarcus should this be found out earlier. And then
they have Bear K money, don't they? They have extra leftover Bear K money.
I don't know what they spent.
All the money they didn't spend on Bear K.
Who knows how much they spent on Sam Orm?
It couldn't have been Bear K money.
I don't think they spent Bear K money on anybody.
Where they spread the Bear K money around to.
There's
so much Bear K money.
Some Bear K money on Bowden Kapke.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but there's Bear K money of what he got paid at Vanderbilt. He wasn't getting paid Bear K money at Nebraska.
No, but if they were at all ever interested in the Bear K sweepstakes, he was getting pretty good Bear K money at Nebraska.
No, he was.
Not as good as Vanderbilt Bear K money.
I don't know that he was getting Mia money, but he was getting money.
Mia money is I would like to see a dollar bill with Braxton Mia's face on it. You just say Mia money.
It'd be a dollar bill with Braxton Mia's face on it, with him making it rain with all the other dollar bills that he had.
There wasn't a lot of dollars to points ratio on that one.
No, but he was fine for what he was. The team needed him. They also needed other things too.
Ooh, this could be a summer topic. Worst investments from a player perspective. Now this could get very offensive very quickly, but
well, I think it starts right down the street here in Omaha.
Yep.
I don't know that there's a better poster child for that. And it kind of stinks because it doesn't seem like,
first team all bad investment.
Yeah. I would say that's your potential one of your front court players.
I mean, yeah, he's a starter, and he's a starter in that.
I would argue that Mia wasn't a bad investment. It's an overpay of what it is.
Yeah,
but you got a center out of it that played for you.
I mean, you could always see the vision,
sure,
right? Like, here's what it's supposed to happen, and we want this guy because we think it'll be, and this is just the asking price on it, right? And then in Freeman's case, it was like, well, he got hurt and we never really actually saw it come to fruition ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know how good it would have been in the first place. There was flaws with how that team was set up in the first place, but it certainly didn't help that he got hurt.
I mean, I think you could make a case that a lot of the football ones of the last couple of years you can see what they were trying to go for. It just didn't remotely come to fruition. Like, I don't know what Deshaun McCullough was paid, but he wasn't that impactful for Nebraska.
No.
Same with Watson Trent Dane Key. Dane Key, I'm sure, got quite a bit of money to be a very average wide receiver. Now, was it his fault? No, not necessarily.
It's not Dane Key's fault. Go.
Thanks, Bob.
Hit him.
It's not Giancarlo's fault.
But Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nayor and all of these different players. So the portal for Nebraska has not been
it really hasn't been
giant,
that fruitful.
Success story.
No.
So, and even the guys that you're excited that they get, but that's where you hope. And a lot of it where it has been successful, and this is kind of the obvious thing, it's when you get the multiple years. It's,
100%.
Elijah Pritchett has a chance to be a massive success story for Nebraska.
How many?
MJ Sherman was a big success story.
Okay, maybe this is the better way to do it then. Instead of making it a negative, because people accuse us of being negative all the time, let's do it a positive. It would be a difficult list to come up with of the all 1 year guys.
Oh yeah,
all 1 year transfers.
Trey Palmer is the highlight of the 1 year.
Trey Palmer,
but he could have had more years. He just left.
Toure,
yeah, Samori Toure. Yep.
Was Casey Thompson a 1 year?
He wanted more years. He had more years.
Yeah.
So no, he's not a 1 year.
I guess that doesn't really count.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Creighton's one is Jemai Neal.
Yep.
But if Ashworth wouldn't have got a second year, I don't know how that, it doesn't, he wasn't as good as first year. If Baylor doesn't get a second year, right. it doesn't, it doesn't
work even
out
think with Nebraska basketball, who like the best 1 year guy would have been. Jamarcus Lawrence coming back for his 1 year after, like that's your most successful basketball one I can think of. It wasn't Raleigh Wooster. It wasn't Braxton Mia.
It was not Raleigh Wooster.
How many years did Griesel had with Nebraska?
Griesel was one.
Griesel's a great one.
Griesel's
good job,
a good
Joey.
one.
Great poll.
That's a Bundesliga champion.
Way to go, Joey.
See, I know my names.
Unfortunately, not covered in the documentary / movie, sadly.
Sad.
John writes in, bad investment. Could I interest you in
Nebraska football or Jeff Sims?
Jeff Sims. Thank you, John. That's how you know that we can get texts again. All right. That'll do it for us today. We appreciate you guys listening, as always. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossovers coming up next.